Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Sunday, October 1st, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got Sunday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the New York Jets, Jets, Jets. Can't wait for this matchup to get going. Been a busy day. Got to see my Bucks beat the Saints. Did a couple reaction videos for the Eagles and the Commandos, as well as the Bills and the Dolphins. And I apologize anyone that is a fan of the reaction videos. Those are the only two that I could get squeezed in. Took me about an hour to make the thumb, and here we are. So 2 games, 2 reaction videos. And then once this game is over, I'll probably try to do a reaction video to this game as well. And then tomorrow is going to be a very busy day. I'll try to do probably about 6 or 7 reaction videos on Monday, and then probably 5 or 6 on Tuesday, another 4 or 5 on Wednesday. And then we got baseball playoffs on Tuesday moving forward, which will be awesome, besides the Mariners not being in it. And then we got Monday Night Football tomorrow with the Seahawks and the Giants. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day, and I'm ready to go. Sarah in the building, what's good? How are you? Matt's in the building, what's good? How are you? Let's get to 100 and donos. Let's do it. And yeah, the Swifties, Travis Kelce. I imagine they're going to be panning on her, many, many times once the game kind of gets out of hand. And as we're going over some of these scores of the games, it's pretty wild, right? Lots of upsets. I'm doing this thing for Mo Gumbo where I'm trying to help him win in his bar league. So that way, if I win, I get the money, right, in the top 3, but then he gets the pub and the notoriety and kind of the reputation of picking games. Unfortunately, we were only 3 picks behind for first place in the first 3 weeks, so I did pretty good. But this week, I don't think I did very good. I think I did pretty shitty, but I told him last night I was a little nervous. So we have Jags 23, Falcons 7. That one could have gone either way. Bills 48, Dolphins 20. That one could have went either way, even though, obviously, you can say hindsight is 20/20, but the Dolphins blew out the Broncos. But when you're at home compared to being on the road, it's a little different. And the Bills showed up saying, hey, you're good, Miami. Tua, you're good. Like, hey, we're Buffalo, and we're just as good as you, especially at home. 48-20 blowout. Then you had the Broncos 31, Bears 28. That could have went either way, the battle of the bads. Ravens 28, Browns 3. I did not know Deshaun Watson was going to have some kind of issue, and the Ravens ended up taking advantage of that. Texans 30, Steelers 6. That may surprise a lot of y'all, but Kenny Pickett did get hurt in that game. But C.J. Stroud is the man, and I picked him up in fantasy, earlier in the week to be my reserve, for Patrick Mahomes. He was the 12th rated quarterback going into this week, and guess what? He's much, much higher after this week. He looks phenomenal. Vikings 21, Panthers 13, they're very close. Rams 29, Colts 23 in OT. That could have went either way, but I would assume most people thought the Colts were going to win. Bucks 26, Saints 9. I actually predicted that the Saints were going to end up winning the game. I was wrong, and maybe since I picked the Saints, the sports gods were like, okay, well, we're going to have you win. 26-9, big win for us. Eagles 34, Commanders 31 in OT. And one thing that I always say in the reaction videos, as well as on the live streams, never underestimate an opponent that's in your division. If you have an opponent in your division, anything can happen, and it shows you. The Kansas City Chiefs miss Eric Bieniemy and some of that play calling, and Washington Commandos, they're taking advantage. Yes, they ended up losing that game, but let's be very, very clear and very, very honest. Did anyone ever think that Washington would have a chance to go 3-1 or be 2-2 at that point? Let's be honest. A lot of people thought that maybe the Giants would be last, but I actually think Washington's going to have a good shot to catch up to Dallas, and it's possible, right, that Washington, if they overachieve, they'll be right there with Dallas for second place in the NFC East because of Eric Bieniemy. Shout out to him. I like him a lot. Eagles 34, Commanders 31 in OT. Then Titans 27, Bengals 3. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, everything is in shambles. Chargers 24, Raiders 17. Jerry Tillery, the former Charger, hit Herbert late, and then they tried to beat the shit out of him on the sideline. Good for them. And then we got Cowboys 38, Patriots 3. Mac Jones is benched. He's not very good. They put in Zappy. Niners 35, Cardinals 16. I tried doing the reaction video about 45 minutes ago, but after the game ended, it hasn't loaded yet. And Christian McCaffrey, 4 tutties, in the game. That's pretty phenomenal. That'll be the first reaction video I do after this game is over, besides maybe the Chiefs and the Jets. And then Lions 34, Packers 20. And then we got Seahawks and Giants on Monday night. And Rooftop may join me tomorrow on the stream if I can figure out how to do the layout with me and him, with still having the football cards on the side. So, lots of craziness. I don't know if we really anticipated, all of this. So the mom and dad saying no to their swiftness daughter. Oh, that's funny. Let's go. Odin's son, my boy. Now, and like I said, with predicting football games, it shows you baseball a little easy, right? NBA a little easy, NHL a little easy. But when it really comes down, even college football is pretty easy. But the NFL, the margin between the shitty teams, right, the mid teams that are average, above average, and then the elite is not by much. Why do you think most games end between most opponents most of the time? 7 points or less. Yeah, you'll get a blowout of 14 or 17 or more here and there. It happens. And blowouts are typically going to happen, every week, right? But a lot of games, go into OT. They end up being by 7, by 4, by 3, by 2, by 1. So, sometimes it's just the way the ball bounces late in the game, and turnovers can be very, very crucial. But that's why we love this in America, right? We love the NFL because you never know what's going to happen on any given Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. Literally, anybody can beat anyone on any given Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. Maybe not the Broncos and the Bears, going against the elite teams, but besides, the very, very bottom feeders, it's very, very even. But let's make it clear. Even the Bears and the Broncos are going to steal a game or two this season. They're going to play someone where you're like, absolutely no way in hell the Bears or Broncos are going to win, and they're going to win. It's just they're going to find a way. Either Justin Fields goes off, or Sean Payton's got a great game plan, and Russell Wilson plays well. You never know. But pretty amazing week, and I just wish I would have done a little bit better. But maybe everyone fucked up in their picks at the bar, and then we'll go from there. So Sarah with a tour, and thank you. I did see Calvin's $2 donation right when I was ending the stream for us on that last stream there, and hopefully we can get a little bit more, obviously, on this particular stream. I'm hoping, because I'm going to enjoy this game, but hopefully we have a decent turnout and we can actually get a good number. Because otherwise, if not, then obviously I missed out on an opportunity of 3 hours of maybe doing 5 or 6 reaction videos that could have helped us get subs. And we have been kind of grinding away, and we broke 20,000 about a week ago, and now we are at 20,061. So nice that we're actually gaining some ground with the live streams, but primarily with the reaction videos from the NFL and the college football scene. Hefe in the building. What's good? And like I said, we did week 1 where it was the Cowboys and the Giants, but then it ended up being a mental health stream because it was 40-0. Then we had a couple other shitty matchups on Sunday night, and I decided to grind on the reaction videos. And I was kind of torn because even though I did the Bucks game earlier, I'm a little tired. I won't lie. But I can't miss out on the Chiefs, right? So we had Sunday Night Football. We had, what did we have here? I'm looking. Dolphins Patriots in week 2, which wasn't anything too special unless you love the Dolphins. And then Steelers Raiders, nothing too crazy and special. But I figured I'm not here for the Jets. Now if Aaron Rodgers was here with Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams, yeah, this would have been prime time, really must see TV. But I'm here for Mahomes and I'm here for Kelsey. So. And hopefully it ends up being a halfway decent game. So let's go, baby. All right, I got you. and we'll evaluate how things go on Sunday night. And like I said, hopefully, depending on the better results that we get on Sunday night, then I'll continue to do Sunday night. But if the results end up being, so, then I'm probably going to end up doing reaction videos throughout the year, and we'll kind of, pick and choose what we want to do throughout the year because the reaction videos are going to get us subs and it's going to get us views and hopefully lead to, an opportunity to be able to get some new goats because, Sarah, and I know we need them. You know what I mean? We had a lot of goats last season. Some of them show up, some of them don't, and we definitely need more. And so, anything that I can do to be able to help that opportunity, but also too, I need to be able to afford a living too as well. I can't be just grinding for nothing either. There's your guy AR, baby, and hit you with the Colts logo too. Let's go, bright future. And the thumb took me a minute, and I actually tried, doing Sauce Gardner. I did Garrett Wilson, and a lot of those images were really difficult to, carry over. And then finally, I ended up deciding on Breece Hall, and that's good because I mean, obviously, I can't use Aaron Rodgers on any of the thumbs because he's injured. So we got Mahomes on the left, Breece Hall on the right, and I think it turned out pretty damn good. Yeah, and like I said, remember, it's just like the Jags when they ended up being the worst team in football, for a couple years. You can't turn it around right away. It's going to take time. And you got the first pick in the draft, so I mean, it's not like you're going to get anywhere near 10 wins. There's going to be a lot of pain and a lot of bad football, until the team gets better. So you have to think there's going to be, years, in the next 2 to 3 years where, you may win, I don't know, 2 to 7 games, depending on, how the team is. And hopefully you can get closer to that, 7, 8, 9 win range sooner than later. But, there may be some rough years where you're winning only 3 games, 4 games, 6 games and whatnot. So you got to keep it in perspective. The player of the game that we need to watch is Taylor Swift. A very good route runner, good on the microphone, definitely has the fans' attention. Definitely can run all the routes, good hands, good speed, could definitely get into the end zone. So if that's the player that we're looking for tonight, Patrick Mahomes to Taylor Swift in the end zone. Now we need to do like how many times are they going to pan the camera, over from Travis Kelce to her? I mean, obviously it's a marketing tool, and they'll probably pan the camera on her, especially if the Chiefs start blowing them out. Then they're going to have filler conversation and whatnot. So. But hopefully we can get some of the Chiefs fans in the building and come hang out with your boys. So, all right, hold on one second. All right, baby. Over under of 10 times. That's a good question. There it is, one already. Yeah, and I'll tell you a little story about karma too. After I ended up doing the Buccaneers and the Saints, and then ended up starting to kind of bust out some of the reaction videos. After the game was over between the Bucs and the Saints, I took Paisley to go get a walk in the same area where a couple of these dog owners that I live by like let their dogs off leash, sometimes like in their front yard or whatever. So I'm a little hesitant, to walk her in these areas. So in the same spot where a dog was off leash and where I had to take Paisley to the vet and we had to pay like $200 because she ended up getting scratched on, her belly and on her paw when I had to kind of jerk the chain so that way this dog wouldn't come at her and bite her and whatnot. I ended up finding a phone, on the sidewalk. And if it was anybody else, I really feel that they would have stole this person's money. And the phone was unlocked. And, instead of me trying to be a bad person and whatnot, and try to go through their Cash App and anything else, I went through their contacts. I found on the top, it said neighbor. I gave the neighbor a call. I said, hey, I got, so-and-so Kathleen's phone. I don't know where you live, but, I'm with my dog right now. Where are you close by? And then she came out with her dog, and we ended up dropping off the phone. And the woman that ended up losing her phone, she actually is like a dog watcher sitter, that ends up watching like multiple dogs, I guess, in the neighborhood for like her business. And I guess like one of the dogs, I'm not sure if they have like a broken leg, but they crashed. And I don't know if the dog got injured or whatever, but I guess the phone must have fell out of her pocket at that time. And it was completely unlocked, which is very dangerous too, especially if you lose your phone, if you have your Cash App open and everything else, and gave it to her and whatnot. So sometimes you have to be able to be that bigger person and be that good person, and good karma will come your way. And it's really funny too, because I've lost my phone one time and I've lost my wallet one time, and both times I got them both back by the graces of the sports gods. I don't know how or why, but and I felt like I had to make sure that this person ends up getting their phone. But I'll tell you, if it was anybody else, I think there was a really high probability that, someone would have stole that phone, let alone possibly took some money out of there too. So, it just made me feel good, and then the neighbor actually made some snickerdoodle cookies and whatnot. And I didn't expect to get any type of like reward or whatnot. But I mean, let's be honest. I mean, anytime you end up losing your phone, or if you end up, that's attached to like your banking shit, or if you lose your wallet, it's a hella stressful time. I'll tell you what, I remember I freaked the fuck out when I lost my phone. I lost it on the beach on my birthday. And, we were drinking and doing all that. And then we went to an arcade, and I put the phone on top of the coin dispensary machine. And then I got the coins, and I must have forgot it, being faded or whatever. But luckily, an employee of the arcade grabbed it. But I remember walking outside of the arcade all the way down the road to like a Mexican restaurant where we had like margaritas. And I was looking on the grass and on the road, and I was thinking, this is the worst birthday ever. I just lost my phone. It wasn't locked. Who knows what the hell is going to happen? And I think I just got paid, so I was like, oh, this is going to be the worst birthday ever. But luckily, I called my phone while we were in the arcade bar, and I heard my ringtone go off, thank God, and I got my phone. So by the graces of the sports gods, I got it back. And then I also lost my wallet a few months ago, at the complex that I was at, while I was getting like a Monster energy drink or like a soda. And luckily, one of the maintenance people found the wallet, and I ended up going in there and I ended up getting it back. But it's not very common to lose your wallet or lose your phone and get it back. And I actually got both of them back. So I don't know, it's just me trying to be a good person and whatnot. But, karma is real. And it really does, teach you something that, it's a lot easier to be a good person, if you want to be able to have that good karma than to be a bad person. But it definitely made me feel good. And it's funny because when we knocked on the door, the neighbor was like, did you have a grandma moment and lose your phone? And she's like, no. And then she realized she didn't have her phone, and it was in my hand and whatnot. So, like I said, moral of the story, be a good person. You ever find a wallet, you find a phone, do the right thing. It'll be good karma moving forward. Big facts. David, it's something that I've wanted to do for a long, long time, but I was with a toxic person. And when I was with them, I could only record from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., pretty much Monday through Sunday. So, because, she worked on the phones, and we had my studio stuff in the same room. And, she worked from 7 a.m. to 4. So there was no chance for me to be able to do, anything besides live streams, because I needed to make a living, and obviously with the reaction videos, I don't get paid on that. So if I would have just done reaction videos, I would have been homeless. So I had to do, Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night, baseball games, basketball games. I just had to be able to try to grind. And it was hard to be able to grow the channel, let alone, try to, do other things. And then broke up, and I'm with family now. And now I can record from 7 a.m. until midnight. There's no restrictions. So once that happened, it gave me an opportunity to work harder. I promised I was going to work hard. A lot of people have wanted me to do the reaction videos, and I've wanted to do them for a couple years. And that's why we're doing it. And I also knew by doing those that we were going to get over 20,000 subs. Like, we're going to gain a lot of ground if we end up doing those reaction videos, because live streams, everyone's got their favorite live streamer they typically go to, unless they're looking you up for something that a live streamer that they normally like doesn't do. So I thought, you know what? Why not? Get back into those. And I started, doing week 1, week 2, and I'm trying to do every single game, 16 a week. And then I'm trying to do about 4 to 6 on the college side. Caleb Williams, Michael Penix Jr., Bo Nix, Quinn Ewers, like any of the prospects, Drake May. And so now I'm pretty much streaming every day, 1 or 2 streams, and then I'm doing about 25 reaction videos a week. And I figure if I do that, that'll help us grow. And we're already at 20,000. So that's why I'm doing them. Raj is in the building. Yeah, and then and like I said, depending on what happens, I might actually do reaction videos for the NBA. Maybe NHL, maybe MLB. I have to be able to play around, with the formats. There's kind of rules that are unwritten that you have to follow, like pausing the video and whatnot. But if I can do extra content besides doing the live streams, of course, that's what I want to do, because that's going to help us grow and possibly get us some new heavy hitters and whatnot. So, and I enjoy doing them, and I feel I'm one of the best in the world at them. There's a lot of people that do them, but I don't think there's a lot of people that do them well. There's a lot of people that scream and yell, but they don't know any stats or analytics. It's just kind of like for entertainment. And I want to be able to give you the entertainment, but I also, on top of that, want to be able to give you a little bit of a breakdown along the way. So let's go, baby. Yeah, and I'll be doing Phillies. I'll be doing Braves, Dodgers, Astros, Rays, Orioles, Blue Jays. I mean, Mariners, I wish were in it. And, they got eliminated, and, they didn't deserve to get in. But like I said, I'm going to be a very busy guy, and this will be the busiest time of year for us. All right, let's go, baby. Jets, 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 Jets. And here we go. And like I said, there's going to be Sunday night football games that I skip, and there'll be Sunday night football games that I'll do. And the only reason I skip the Sunday night game is that way I can do about 7 reaction videos that takes about 7 hours. It's about an hour per. So, considering doing the upload and obviously the loading process and the whole breakdown. So, but I figured I did week 1. We skipped week 2 and 3 because of the Patriots and Dolphins, and the Steeler matchup last week was boring. So I figured this would be a good opportunity to do at least the Chiefs. So at least one of the 2 teams I'm interested in. Shotgun set from Mahomes. Handoff. There we go. And I got Mahomes in fantasy too. Astros had luck go their way. They did. And I would, assume that it will be the Astros and the Braves in the World Series, but you never know. Maybe we can get the Orioles or the Rays or the Rangers. Maybe we can get one of those other powerhouse teams besides them. But if you got Dusty Baker and you got that type of squad, you never can count the Astros out. And then the Braves are the best team in baseball, but you never know. They may get tripped up by the Phillies or the Brewers. You know what I'm saying? First down, Chiefs. I think with the Phillies and the Brewers, they have a better chance knocking off the Dodgers than they do the Braves. The Braves are the best team in baseball. And I think the Astros are the best in the American League, but anything can happen. Oh, they're getting physical out there. Yeah, I hope it's the Orioles in the AL too, but this is their first year. What are the chances of a team in their first year, overachieving that much? Like it would be a Cinderella story, but also you have to remember experience plays a factor. So even the Rangers and the Rays, they'll be favored, maybe over like the Orioles and some of the others and the Twins. But I like the Orioles a lot, but they're going to have to grow up real quick. Yeah, the Chiefs uniforms, red socks, red shoes, red helmet. Yeah, they got a little bit of a glow to them too. Second down and 8, Mahomes. There we go. I know your boys got Mahomes in fantasy. First down, Chiefs. Let's go. They're like, we got to get Travis Kelce the ball because the Swifties are there. Well, you're hoping that. You're hoping that. I mean, the Braves are the best team in baseball, but I'm not sure. Like I said, the Phillies and the Brewers, they can get hot at times, but again, this ain't the same team from last year. So wishful thinking. Hope it works out for you guys, but you know, Atlanta's a different monster. I don't really see them dropping off early. If Atlanta's going to drop off, it'll be after that first initial series. It won't be the initial series if Atlanta loses. It'll be further along in the playoffs if they lose, in my opinion. First down and 10, little jet sweep. Yeah, but definitely the Chiefs uniforms look like they're kind of like highlighter red, don't they? They kind of have like and it's obviously the bright lights there in New York that make them look like that. And obviously the helmet looks like it's got kind of a different tint to it as well. But shout out to everybody in the room. Like, sub, donate, share. Anything that you guys can do for the channel would be greatly appreciated. Second down and 2. And hopefully we get some of the goats to come through to show some love. Because as me and Sarah know, we fucking need it. Second down and 2. Hand off. Pacheco, short gain. $2, 98 to go. Heavy hitters, where are you? Bears Commanders on Thursday night. That's disgusting. But Commanders actually are fun to watch. Bears, not so much. Sunday night football, though, Cowboys Niners, one of the best of the year. So we're definitely doing Sunday night next Sunday. I'm not skipping. I'll do reaction videos from 1:30 until probably 4. So I can probably pump out 2 or 3, and then we'll do that game. Niners and Cowboys, go Niners, and then I'll do a reaction video to that game after the game is over. So just the reaction video fans are going to have to wait a little bit. Not today, bots. Not today. Oh, absolutely. If the Eagles are on, bro, of course. Dude, I mean, look at the reaction videos that I did while I was waiting. I did the Bills and the Dolphins because it was a fire matchup, and I did the Eagles. Kick is up, and it's good. 3-0 Chiefs. So anytime the Eagles are on, if it's on prime time, yeah, I'm going to do them. Like I said, the Eagle fan base supports me heavy. Chiefs, at least they used to. And then the Saints used to. So we'll have to see, if there's going to be certain fan bases that support me a little more, either through the reaction videos, or through the live streams. And it's kind of weird too, because I get about 2 or 3 videos that have hit the algorithm each week, but I still haven't been able to get the results that I've really wanted. But still, as long as I'm grinding, even if you get 100 views, which is a little low on a reaction video, I might get a couple subs off that. So, even if it's a little bit lower, I mean, you can get 100 views, get like 2, 3, 4 subs, or you can get a video that's got 1,000 to 10,000 views, and you may get 0 subs. So it's like, it's kind of a give and a take. But as long as I'm putting in maximum effort, I'm going to grind it out. So, yeah, that was my very first year. Yeah, yeah. But also too, I had a partner that was committed at that point that obviously wasn't lazy and didn't quit. So and who knows where the channel would be, if oh boy didn't quit, and stuff. But I can't make someone do my dream. If it's my dream, and you want to leave at halftime and you don't want to put in the work and you want to record whenever you want, that doesn't fucking work. You have to put in that grind and that hustle, and that's big facts. So yeah, but yeah, the numbers were very, very good. And hopefully one day we can get to that point. But again, it was the nice combo with the two of us together, and then obviously what the Eagles were doing. But the very first year of the channel was the Super Bowl year, and I remember I predicted that the Eagles were going to win and win big, and a lot of people laughed at me with Nick Foles, and obviously my partner picked the New England Patriots, and we already know who was right. And I said they were going to win by 9 or 10, and that's exactly what happened. So Eagle fans have been riding with me pretty much ever since because they know I'm not biased. I call it how I see it. I got a little bit of ESP, and I'm not like everybody else. I kind of blaze my own trail. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna call it how I see it with no bias. So big facts. I'm looking at the schedule. So we got Bears Commanders on Thursday, and we'll have like baseball playoffs. Jags, Bills, Titans, Colts, Saints, Patriots, Ravens, Steelers, Texans, Falcons, Panthers, Lions, Giants, Dolphins, Bengals, Cardinals, Eagles, Rams, Jets, Broncos, Chiefs, Vikings, Cowboys, Niners. Best game of the week, Sunday Night Football, thank God. And then Packers, Raiders on Monday night. Devontae Adams going against his former team. 3-0 Chiefs. And why is Zach Wilson starting? Why isn't it not Trevor Siemian? Siemian is a better quarterback. Unless they want to be able to tank without saying they're tanking, so that way they can replace Zach Wilson in the draft this year with Shedeur Sanders, Quinn Ewers, Michael Penix Jr., Caleb. Everyone is looking, and sometimes you can kind of read what they're doing, if they actually are trying to win or if they're just trying to get through the season to get a draft pick. And obviously, this upcoming draft has probably got the best quarterbacks collectively that we've seen in 20 years, maybe even 30. Tipped? Incomplete. But if you wanted to win this game or be competitive, Trevor Siemian, is 1,000 times better than Zach Wilson. Facts. So, what day game am I doing? That is a good question because I got to start doing reaction videos. So if I do a game, it would have to be in the morning next week. So let's look. Jags Bills is on too early. That's 6:30 a.m. Maybe Eagles Rams is in the afternoon. I was gonna say Eagles Rams would be the one that I was looking at. I mean, if I'm gonna do a game, none of the matchups are really that good. Zach Wilson pass complete to Garrett Wilson. Wilson to Wilson, baby. Chiefs, Vikings, Eagles, Rams are really the only intriguing matchups, even though I know the Eagles are going to win and the Chiefs are going to win, and then the Cowboys, Niners. But a lot of the morning games really aren't that special. Texans playing the Falcons. Seeing CJ Stroud win in Atlanta would be dope. But, yeah, the matchups are kind of bootios for next week. But if I end up doing, like, the afternoon game, then that would mean I would have to skip Sunday night, and I'm not going to skip Niners and Cowboys. So I probably won't do a game in the morning and try to rest my voice and then just do reaction videos. Or maybe I'll do a morning game and then, do reaction videos after. But I don't know. Titans, Colts, Saints, Patriots, Ravens, Steel. I don't know. None of the matchups really are, Lions and Panthers, but we already know what would happen there. I don't know. None of the matchups really look good. The afternoon ones, Eagles and Chiefs later on, look a little bit better, but kind of a soft week next week. Morstad with a punt. What's new? 3-0 Chiefs. Yeah, but if it's Eagles and Dolphins, yeah, 100%. I mean, the Eagles Dolphins is they're two of the best teams in football, so I'll definitely do that. Jags might as well move to London, yeah. Yeah, but maybe it was sports karma because, like I said, I was helping Mo Gumbo out with picks, at his bar that he's been doing picks for like the last, I don't know, 10 or 15 years. And I think I got the most picks wrong this week than maybe in my entire life. But there was a lot of 50-50 matchups today. And like I said, I picked wrong. And there was a lot of them I told him I'm not going to do good this week because I don't really know what's going to happen. Home field advantage goes out the window sometimes, and that road team sometimes is a little bit more focused. And the only thing I can hope for is that everyone picked like me and they fucked up. And then, maybe we're not as behind as I think. But I picked I figured that the Saints would find a way. But, that offensive line and the head coach and the OC, just like the Saints fan said, it's terrible. So the Bucs are going to win the NFC South. And this is the year I wanted to tank because of all these great quarterbacks coming in. And now instead of tanking and maybe getting a top 5 pick and getting one of the top 3 quarterbacks, now I'm going to fucking win the NFC South by default. And I'm not going to get a chance to get one of the top guys. The only thing I can hope for is maybe a Shedeur Sanders or like a Quinn Ewers. But I mean, at that point, I probably won't even get guys like that, unfortunately. So Well, it's more than just around Mahomes and Kelsey. The main reason that the Chiefs aren't as good is because Eric Bieniemy's not there. He made Washington much better, based off his play calling. So everyone says, oh, and Juju's not there either. But obviously, there's going to be a lack of wide receiver help. But the thing is, if Travis Kelsey is there, that elevates the pressure and relieves the pressure off of Mahomes because he knows when things get tight, he can go to Kelsey and get those first downs, and then he can go to Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, Pacheco, and all the other Jerick McKinnon. But if Travis Kelsey's out of the lineup, then you saw what happened. No one can fucking catch the ball. Everyone starts scrambling. Everyone gets worried. So it really shows you how important Andy Reid, Mahomes, and Kelsey, that trifecta is. And they're not as good without Bieniemy. So we'll see what happens in the AFC, whether it be the Chiefs, the Bills, the Dolphins, or some other surprise team. And then obviously on the NFC side, it's the Eagles and the Niners, no doubt. Mahomes got all day. Noah Gray, incomplete. Good defense there by the Jets. Andy Reid had the same problem with McNabb. Yeah. And like I said, if you actually look at the wide receiving core for the Chiefs, it's not good. Just being honest, like if you look at the names that they got out there, they got a lot of names and things were working when Bieniemy was there and Kelsey was there and they were able to spread it all around. But like I said, the lack of actually having a true number one receiver is going to, come back to bite them at some point. But they're so talented that as long as Kelsey and Mahomes is there, they can kind of hide some of their weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? And they can go to the running game, and Mahomes is the best quarterback on planet Earth, as we watch him get this first down. So, and, like I said, they can win with Pacheco and McKinnon, but, Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore, and those guys aren't good enough. A lot of those guys are like wide receiver 3s and 4s and 5s. They need their, DK Metcalf, their Garrett Wilson. They need someone to pair up with Kelsey, to help them out. So, like, I don't know if you like. I don't trust Kadarius Toney. Like in some of these, I don't trust a lot of the guys they got out there. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. But even though Juju's not there and whatnot, I mean, the Chiefs are still good enough to make the Super Bowl. They're still good enough to get to the AFC Championship game because even as bad as some of the thin, areas they have, as long as Chris Jones is there on the defense, Andy Reid is coaching, Mahomes and Kelsey are there at quarterback and tight end, they can manufacture enough of these other role players and move them around to get dubs. It's not like, the Buffalo Bills are the best team in football or Miami. Like, they still have holes as well. So, pump fake. There we go, Mahomes. Yeah, and you saw what happened when you guys ended up getting TO. When you guys ended up getting TO, you made the Super Bowl. But prior to that, it was just like NFC Championship, NFC Championship, NFC Championship. And then to get over that hump, McNabb needed that number one guy. He got it, and you guys should have won that Super Bowl. But again, shit happens. It's, New England. It's tough. But this could be the year that the Niners or the Eagles win the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, we see these AFC teams go, go, go. Pacheco getting loose. Touchdown, Chiefs. There we go. There we go. Nice touchdown by the Chiefs. This game is already over. So cue up how many times they're going to show Taylor Swift. Probably over 10 times this game. But I don't know if an AFC team is good enough this year to win it. I think, like, you got the Chiefs, you got the Bills, you got the Dolphins, but I don't think any NFC team is scared of them. And if you look at it, if you got Jalen Hurts or even a Brock Purdy, even with Brock not being as good as Jalen Hurts, with everything else that they have, Purdy is better than Garoppolo. So this could be the year where we get an Eagles or Super Bowl. I mean, that's kind of how it feels. It's early. It's only the first month. You never can count out the Chiefs. You know what I mean? But if it ends up being this Chiefs team, I definitely could see it being, flipped this year. Like if we get Eagles Chiefs, maybe Eagles win. Maybe we get Niners Chiefs, maybe Niners win. So 10-0 Chiefs. They showed Taylor Swift how many times now? 5. Does Taylor Swift even know football? And she's like an Eagles fan, isn't she? So Well, good offensive line play will open it up. You know, if the offensive line wasn't doing their job, then you wouldn't be able to get loose as often. So that's facts too. I know it's like not even like what halfway through the first quarter, and they've already showed her how many times? It's ridiculous. But it's like a marketing ploy, you know what I mean? The more that they show her, the more she gets more love and more pub. More Kelsey jerseys get sold, more Taylor Swift albums, and ticket sales go up. So the NFL is going to show her more and more and more. Because of what she is. I mean, it's the same thing would happen too. It's like if Beyonce was dating Travis Kelsey and she left Jay-Z, and if Beyonce's up there, they're going to be showing her left and right, left and right. Same thing. Um, and you got to think about it as far as like females are concerned. I mean, Taylor Swift is probably number one, as far as all females in the music industry. So you got the number one female, number one tight end. Of course, they're going to use that as a marketing ploy. So big facts. If Mahomes wins Super Bowl with it, oh yeah, and especially with no Eric Bieniemy, big facts. Anytime you have Mahomes, you're always going to be in the game. And honestly, if the Eagles could have just gotten one sack or two sacks or a pick, they would have won the Super Bowl. But again, not the ability of not being able to get Mahomes, and have them have a clean pocket for 4 quarters, you're never going to win. You have to make sure that you get pressure. And then now with this Eagles defense, hopefully, a little bit better than last year's, and then you got more of these Georgia players getting involved, Jalen Carter and everyone else, that maybe they will be able to actually push through and win some of the matchups on that offensive line, and then, be able to win the Super Bowl. So, yeah, that's true. That's true. But they have a lot of holes on the defense too. I watch every single Chief game that they play. It's like you got Chris Jones, but if you don't have Chris Jones, the defense doesn't look the same. And I like Nick Bolton, and I like some of the pieces they have, like Jerry Sneed and whatnot. But it's not like I think any team is intimidated by the Chief defense, besides Chris Jones. That's that one piece they were like, damn. But other than that, no one is afraid of any other player besides him. So the young guys have Fletcher Cox looking a little bit younger. True. True. Very, very true. But you can kind of see with like the Eagles and the Niners, they are going to win Super Bowls soon. Because at some point, obviously we've seen Burrow struggle, and you see Josh Allen up and down, and Mahomes is always going to be Mahomes, and they're always going to be the favorite team, just like when Brady was on there with the Patriots and whatnot. Hand off to Brees Hall. There we go. First down, Jets. But it's usually going to be the team that's got the most balance, and the most balanced teams are typically in the NFC. But if you can't get to the elite quarterback, then that will cancel out some of that overall, collective unit of having offense, defense, special teams. You got to have that balance. And the only way you can counteract that balance is if you have like some elite quarterback, and the Chiefs have the best in the league. So let them know. Play action fake. Wilson. Nice hit. It shows you, Sarah, the impact of the GOATs and the mods, and how important it is, to have people in the building. And if the people are not in the building, the channel suffers, not only with views, but likes and subs and donos. It's not something that's like a theory or something like that. It's facts. And the reason why certain days and certain things are not as good as others, that's why, but I guess certain people don't care, or, it's very, very instrumental to the success of the channel. I mean, we're at 20,000 subs. We're not at 20, but sometimes that's the way I feel. I get treated that way. Unfortunate. Nobody else that's got 20,000 subs or more gets treated this way. Shotgun set. Wilson. Pressure up the middle and complete. What do you mean, Angel Hernandez? That's the best ump of all time. Yeah, he should have been gone years ago. He's terrible. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm very excited about that. I hate the NBA, but now I'm starting, it's starting to grow on me. I'm an 80s and 90s kid, so obviously I love the NBA from that time. We were never going to keep Drew because we already had Scoot Henderson and Anthony Simons, right? And Shaden Sharp, and we got DeAndre Ayton. So I already knew, that we were going to get trade value, but what we got in return was like, holy shit, like we actually got Brogdon and Williams. Like that gives us more depth. And now the Blazers, even if they're not going to go all the way or even be like a championship contender, we're young and we're going to be fun. So I'll be doing a lot of Blazer games, and I'll also do a lot of Bucks games because Dame is there with Giannis. And then also I'll sprinkle in some Sixers, some Celtics, some Heat, Warriors, so I'm going to do that. We'll sprinkle in obviously some, Kraken and hockey matchups as well. But this is the first time maybe in like 15 years where I'm actually looking forward to calling some games on the NBA side. Like I'm normally I'm just like, I don't really like this. It's like football, baseball, NASCAR, hockey, wrestling, pretty much anything but the NBA and college hoops. I like March Madness, but like unless you have a team in college basketball, it's kind of boring until it gets to March Madness, to be honest. Oregon basketball used to be good with like Luke Ridnour and Luke Jackson, but we really haven't had a good Oregon team in a minute. And but I will, I go to Blazer games and I have fun with Justin and Preston and Brett and some of my other boys and whatnot. But even though Dame is no longer here, the vibe and the excitement in Portland, it's there. It's like we might be able to make the playoffs. And if we do, we might be able to go a little further. But I just like the way that the roster is built based off what we got for Dame and, just being in that youth movement. It's kind of exciting. And then obviously Dame and Giannis are going to kill it. And it wouldn't surprise me if they end up winning a championship or two, or at least get to the finals a couple times. So we should be able to get Nuggets and the Bucks at least once in the next 3 years, where it'd be Joker versus Giannis, and whoever plays better between those two and Jamal Murray and Dame is going to be the champion. The Nuggets still have to be favored, as Joker being the best player in the world, Giannis being, right there with him. Those are the two best in the world, and normally people would take Dame over Jamal Murray, and they still have Middleton there, and you got Lopez. So it's like the Bucks roster looks very, very good, but it's all going to come down to injuries. And as long as Middleton and Giannis and Dame can stay healthy, they'll be good. If not, then, they're not going to be able to achieve what they want. So the Kobe LeBron era. Yeah. Well, for me, I grew up in the Jordan era. Jordan, Magic, Bird, Malone, Robinson, Ewing, all those guys, right? And then after that with Iverson and Kobe and Shaq, but I haven't really enjoyed the NBA, in a long time. But I feel that this year I'm going to really enjoy it. Big hit on Pacheco. Yeah. Well, they can show Zach Wilson's mom. But I do appreciate, you loyal OGs. You know what I mean? Like I said, it really does mean a lot. All the hard work and all the time and effort that I put in and trying to build a relationship with you guys, because I feel I'm the most accessible YouTuber out there that does sports and wrestling. A lot of times, you're never going to have a relationship with the host at all. And as we get bigger and bigger, I'm still going to be the same way. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to turn into some fugazi fuck that only cares about money. Or subs and views. I mean, all that shit is important, but building the relationships is very important. And shout out to every single one of y'all, that always comes through. You guys really do mean a lot. And once we get bigger and bigger, you guys will be rewarded by me, when we get to that point. Mahomes, play action fake. Little check down. Go, Pacheco, go. There's a flag, I think. Yep. Look at the Jets defense. What are they playing? Quarters? Prevent? Special teams, D? What the hell are they doing? Post-game fight between Hufanga and James Conner? No, I didn't. I saw the fight between the NASCAR drivers where oh boy punched the guy in the nose and he was bleeding everywhere last night. First down and 10. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mean, hell, they're going to have more coverage on Taylor Swift than they are on the game, especially once it gets more and more out of hand. And why the hell do we have not Trevor Siemian in the game? They signed him to the practice squad, but Siemian was good for the Commandos. You know, a couple years ago, they played Tampa in the playoffs. I think Siemian's pretty good. I would take him, you know, on Tampa. Like, I don't understand. It's like, to me, if you're not playing Trevor Siemian when you know he's the better quarterback, that means to me that the Jets are tanking for a quarterback in the draft. That's essentially what they're saying, that they'd rather go with Zach Wilson, not because he's better, is that because they're trying to get a quarterback and they just want to let him fail. You know, oh, you're our quarterback. We believe in you. No, they don't. They just want you to fucking lose. And then they'll put in another quarterback once you get hurt. No, I think they're dating. Yeah, I think they've hooked up probably. You know what I mean? I don't think it's a marketing ploy or anything like that. I think they actually are like together. Nice. There we go. Touchdown, Chiefs. Because the thing is Taylor Swift is already huge. It's not like Taylor Swift is making Kelsey bigger or Kelsey's making Taylor Swift bigger. They're both already super famous. Unless you're completely oblivious and you think Travis Kelce is just some scrub, you know, or if you don't know who Taylor Swift is, like if you have a brain, you don't live under a rock, you know, both of them are, you know, mega stars already. And Taylor Swift is probably even bigger than Travis Kelce, even though he's the best tight end in the game, you know. Like now, if it was like Patrick Mahomes and Taylor Swift, then it would be kind of even. You know, the best quarterback, the guy that's on all the commercials, and then Taylor Swift. But, you know, Kelce is huge, but he's not Patrick Mahomes huge, you know? There we go, Mahomes. Yeah. Well, also, too, the Jets are fucking terrible. Like, the only way that this game was actually going to be like halfway decent is if Aaron Rodgers was playing. Now, if Aaron Rodgers was playing, then it would probably be back and forth, back and forth. You know, Garrett Wilson, Rodgers, Brees Hall. Like, you know, Aaron Rodgers would have made everyone better. And hell, Jets at home, if Aaron Rodgers was playing, they might be able to upset the Chiefs at home, right? You know what I mean? If like the defense is playing good with, you know, Quinnen Williams and Sauce and then Garrett Wilson's got a couple touchdown passes from Aaron Rodgers. Brees Hall gets like 80 to 100 yards. It's possible that they could have kept up with the Chiefs or maybe, you know, done something. But obviously with Rodgers going down, you have all these primetime games with the Jets and, you know, they're fucking terrible. So, all right, let me take a look at the Sunday night schedule so I can kind of decide moving forward what games that I'm going to do or not moving forward. So we got week 5. We already know that's Cowboys Niners. That's just going to be as good, hopefully better than the Miami Dolphins and the Bills, which was a little bit more of a blowout than I think we anticipated. Then we got Broncos Chiefs in week 6 on Thursday. Jesus Christ, another blowout. Like a lot of these matchups are terrible. And then we got what, Giants and Bills. That's another blowout. So I mean, I like watching the Bills, but the Giants are fucking terrible. Jaguars Saints on Thursday night in week 7. Jesus Christ. At least that one's okay. Dolphins Eagles is good. I'll definitely do that. And then what, week 8? Bears Chargers. That's terrible. Bucks Bills on Thursday on October 26th. That'll be good. Let's look. Bills Bengals on Sunday night. I mean, if Burrow was playing well, that's one thing, but yeah. So it looks like most of the Sunday night games moving forward, we'll probably do, I would say, probably a quarter of the games on Sunday night, so that way I can focus on reaction videos. Because especially if donos and views and people showing up are going to be light, then I'd rather do reaction videos, so that way I can at least get subs and go that route, and then hopefully we can get some heavy hitters to come out of that. But yeah, thank you, Megan. I appreciate you. No worries. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Wish more of the goats would show support like you. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang, $10 holla. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, Sarah, we thought things would get quite a bit better. Going from baseball season, where not a lot of people like baseball or NASCAR, once we get into football season, but unfortunately, the loyalty is not there. Nice tackle by the Chiefs. Chanel, I see you. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I got you. I appreciate that. Yeah, but we definitely might have to reevaluate, mod status for a lot of the mods that we have, because I mean, shit, if you're not going to show up, why are you the mod? And not speaking to anybody that's in here right now, but like why are you a mod for my channel if you're not fucking here? That's a fucking problem. Okay. You want me to do some Kraken? You want some Seahawks? What would you like? Just let me know. You can just type it in. You want some Jaws stuff? You let me know what you're looking at, and I got you. Yeah, but I'm always going to keep it 100 and keep it honest and keep it real. When things are good, you'll know, and when things are not good, I'm not going to, sugarcoat shit and act like things are good when they're not. I'm always going to be honest and real 100% my entire life. Nice catch by Garrett Wilson. Walltown, what's good, brother? Well, there's three main things, for Saints fans that they need to understand. Number one, right, Dennis Allen needs to go. Number two, Carmichael needs to go. Number three, the offensive line needs to be fixed. And if you guys, do those three things, you guys will be better. But now the Bucks are, I wanted to tank and be the worst team in football, but then all you motherfuckers are fucking playing like shit. Fucking the Saints and the fucking Panthers and the Falcons. Now you guys are letting me fucking win the NFC South. And now I got to win the goddamn division, and I'm not going to get my future quarterback because of all y'all. So, I guess it is what it is. It's 12 noon. You know what time it is? Time for a sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. I was really wanting to be bad this year, and, you guys ruined my plans. Now I'm going to win the NFC South by default, and I don't think I really want to, but I'll take it, but I don't want it. I want my franchise QB, and you guys are ruining that for me. But I hope you guys get better. Because I really want the Saints and the Panthers and Falcons to do well. I have to represent the NFC South on YouTube, and it's just, it doesn't make me feel good. Most Buck fans are like, yeah, I hope that the Saints and the Falcons and the Panthers do shitty for the rest of their lives, but I'm not that way. I want to see the conference do well. So, man in motion, shotgun set. Wilson, little screen pass. Gain of what? 2? Chris in the building. What's good? Yeah, but that's what you need to do. Everyone else that was watching the stream this morning, that we were talking about the Saints and the Bucks. Carmichael got to go. Allen needs to go. The offensive line is terrible. I mean, that's just being honest. I think even Saints fans say it. You got to get rid of those pieces. They're not good. Allen is not a head coach. Carmichael is not a good play caller, and the offensive line is fucking terrible. Defense is lit most of the time. You know what I mean? So Vikings will probably get a franchise QB because Kirk Cousins is leaving. So, if they end up doing bad and they end up getting Michael Penix Jr. and then you have a Tua on the Vikings, what do you think is going to happen? Michael Penix Jr. to Jay Jetta, that's going to be amazing. So 118 to 78. So you got 118 last week and you got 78 this week. Is that what you're saying? Or are you talking about our league and that league? Oh, yeah. Kirk Cousins is not coming back to the Vikings. Contract is up, and like I said, depending on what happens with Brock Purdy, I know Kyle Shanahan likes him, but if Brock Purdy gets them a Super Bowl this year, then they're not going to be looking that direction. But, a good fit would be the Niners, but they like Purdy a lot. So it's not like, they're going to bring in Kirk and have him compete with Purdy, but you never know if Purdy goes down with an injury and whatnot, like in the season at some point. I would not be shocked if Cousins goes to the Niners, but he is not going to be on Minnesota next year. Oh, 118 and 78. Oh, nice. Yeah, because Allen is a terrible head coach. It's just like Nathaniel Hackett. When you put certain people that are OCs and DCs and they don't have the leadership skills to be a head coach, it doesn't work. You can be a really good play caller, but once you get the position of power and respect, and you have to be the head coach and call plays, or you're the head coach and you give up the play calling responsibilities, a lot of guys can't do it. Some guys like Josh McDaniels are only play callers. They're never going to be a good head coach. It just doesn't work that way. You either have the leadership, you either are born a leader or you're not. You just can't manufacture leadership. Look it up on Google and be like, I'm a leader now. Fucking doesn't work like that. A lot of people are sheep and they're followers, and there's people that are leaders, and if you're a fucking natural born leader, you're going to lead. You can't just be a follower and then say one day, well, yeah, I'm going to be a fucking leader today. Rest of my life, yeah, I'm a leader. It doesn't fucking work like that. So Cousins on the Saints. Yeah, well, then you'd be getting a similar type player to Carr. And, if the offensive line still stinks, and then it's not going to work. You have to firm up the offensive line, and you got to make a coaching change. So, yeah. But the only way the Niners are going to be able to typically win the Super Bowl is once they get someone closer to Joe Montana and Steve Young. Once they get that, right, like a top 10 quarterback, the Niners are going to win the Super Bowl. We already know the Eagles are probably going to win one within the next 6 years, but the other team that could is the Niners because the way they're manufactured. It's like the Chiefs, are the AFC team, and on the NFC, you got the Eagles and the Niners, and they're built from the top to the bottom. If you got good ownership and a good GM and a good head coach, good OC, good DC. And look at the Niners. They're losing Robert Saleh, DeMeco Ryans to the Jets and the Texans, and they're still elite. So it shows you how good the Niner organization truly is when they can lose really good pieces and still be elite. It all starts at the top. And if you don't have good ownership, good GM, good coaches, the rest of the players will fall into place. That's my opinion. So that's why I feel that those three organizations are set up for long-term success. Chiefs, Eagles, Niners. And no other organization is on their level. Those are the top three in the NFL, and they're going to be the top three probably for the next 5 years, maybe even longer. Flag down. Yeah, I mean, shit, you could even put Mahomes, back there, and if that Saints O line is the playing like that, I mean, I'm a Bucks fan, and it hurts me watching it. You know what I mean? Like I said, every other Buck fan on planet Earth is like, yeah, you guys deserve it. I hope you guys suck forever. But I'm not that way. I appreciate talent and greatness, even if it's against the Rockets. And that's why the Saints fan base, fucks with me, and they know that I keep it 100 and I keep it real. Hell, I got more Saints, Panthers, and Falcons fans than Bucks fans. Bucks fans don't fucking exist. Like, where are they? You know what I mean? They're not on YouTube. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but they're not out there. Yeah, but maybe something good can come out of it. But like, I was really hoping that some of the other teams in the NFC South would take advantage. But you guys are letting Baker and me fucking win the NFC South, and it sucks. Because like I said, any other year, I'm like, yeah, NFC South champs. But not when we have 5 or 6 franchise QBs possibly coming into the draft, and then now I'm gonna fucking win like 10 games, and I'm probably not even gonna get one. Or if I do, I gotta pray I get like Shadur Sanders in the fucking late first round or Quinn Ewers, and I probably won't even get that unless they go into the second round or day 2 or something. It's like that part irks me a little bit because, like I said, this is probably going to be the best quarterback draft class in a long time. And if we don't get at least one guy, I'm going to be pissed. Like what? I'm going to have Baker Mayfield for 2 or 3 years, and even if we win the NFC South for a couple of years, we're not going to win a fucking Super Bowl. I want to look for my long-term future, not short-term. So, well, if the Bucks win the division, we might keep him. To be honest, I kind of want to keep him. At first I was like everyone else. I'm like, no, boo, boo, boo. But then now I'm like, okay, I kind of like what he's bringing, his leadership, and he knew his time was running out. If he doesn't play well this year, he may never be a starter ever again, and then he'll go to backup like Mariota, and then eventually just fade away into non-existence until you're like sitting on the couch with his girlfriend or wife. So, but Baker has heart. And also you got to remember, Baker's gone through like 8 coaches, 7 coordinators, all these different teams. He's never really had structure. So you also have to keep that in mind. Also, if you have a different coach every year, different coordinator every year, different team every year, I mean, how many fucking people could survive with that? Not many. Even our favorite elite quarterbacks would struggle. Like Mahomes and Allen and Burrow and Herbert. Like if they had a different guy and they didn't have chemistry and continuity, some guys have natural born talent like Mahomes, but even Mahomes would struggle if he had a different coach every year and he had to learn a brand new system every year. And it also shows you who's a dumbass at quarterback and who's super intelligent. Not every quarterback is smart. You got to be able to, go through the play calls and whatnot, and you have to be pretty fucking intelligent. And some quarterbacks are fucking idiots, and some are very, very smart. That is facts. Juwan Taylor. And I'll get some photos for you here, Megan, in just a sec. Kraken, Hawks, and some. Yeah, I got you. Gotta wait till the commercial break. Once they show Taylor Swift another fucking 50 times. Oh, big face mask. Safety, 17-2 Chiefs. 8 accepted penalties. This guy's trash. (17-2) Chiefs. Yeah, it happened on the 1-yard line. (17-2) Chiefs. Getting some photos prepped for you, Megan, while I'm watching. Can the Jets actually get any fucking points in this game? All right, we got a little. Let's see if we get these sprinkled in here. We got a little hack. Can't wait to see. How have the Kraken been doing in their games so far? How many games have the Kraken played in preseason so far? 1, 2, and did we win? Did we lose? What happened there? Give me an update. I hit you with a Steve. Let me get one more Steve for you. Zach Wilson, can you even get a completion? Yes, he can. Garrett Wilson. You might as well give him like 6 points for every fucking like completion they get, because I mean that's really what you're gonna get. You're not gonna get a lot of tutties there. Let me get you one more. A little high stepping. And then we'll get you a little Jaws as well. Appreciate you. Wilson, going long, going deep. Uh-oh! First down, Jets. Move the chains. 1-3 and lost one. Nice. And now preseason's over. Gained 4 more subs, probably from those reaction videos. And like I said, if the matchup isn't good, if I don't like at least one of the teams on Sunday night, I'm not going to do it. You know, like I said, I got to be able to. I mean, like if we can actually, like if I know that we can actually hit the goal, you know, doing a stream like on a Sunday, then I'll do it. But you know, like depending on who's going to show up and what's going to happen, if it's like a bad matchup, it's probably better off if I just do reaction videos, you know, for the particular matchup, so that way I can get more of those out. Because live streams, you know, you're not going to get a whole lot of subs, you know, but on the reaction videos, at least I can get that. And then hopefully that will turn into maybe some people that will watch the live streams and we can get some heavy hitters out of that, you would hope. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing Kraken games, doing Blazers and Bucks. And like I said, once we get further along, you know, we got baseball playoffs coming up. No Mariners, unfortunately. You know, it's going to be fun. You know, NASCAR's starting to wrap up, but we got basketball, we got fucking NHL, you know, Kraken, we got Blazers, we got Bucks, we got all the other teams. We still got football going on. So college and NFL, it's going to be a lot of fun. And then hopefully we can get some more support. Like typically once you get to 20,000 subs and beyond, like support goes up. It's not supposed to go backwards, you know. But I think a lot of times, you know, with some of the mods and some of the, you know, heavy hitters, they don't realize like what kind of impact they're having by not being here. You know, I get it if you're working, you know, and you're grinding, that's fine. But if you're not, you know, and like I said, you know, you can at least like show up. You know, it takes what, 5 seconds? It's like liking a post, you know. You hit your little thumb on there and you show up. And if you're busy, you got to go, you know. But I think that, you know, we definitely have to do some reevaluating for sure. Third down and 3. 17-2 Chiefs. Shotgun set for Wilson. Oh, he avoids the sack lunch. Oh, and he drops it. Of course he does. What happened to my hands? Reflect in the building. What's good? Field goal attempt for the Jets. Zerline, Greg the leg, kick is up, and it's good. 17-5. What's good, Reflect? How are you? Good. Yeah, I've gone on a couple walks, you know, already today with Paisley. I ended up finding a stranger's cell phone on my walk, and it was unlocked. And if I was a criminal, then that person's money would have been all gone. Luckily, I'm not, and ended up, looking through the contacts and finding the neighbor, on there, whatever the name was, and the in quotes neighbor. So I called the neighbor and was able to give the phone back, and luckily I found it because it was unlocked, and every app was on there, Cash App and everything else. So sometimes you got to be the good person. But again, I've lost my phone and my wallet once, and I got them both back. So hopefully that'll, karma will come my way for that. So because there's nothing worse than losing your phone or losing your wallet and then having to, depending on what you have in there, having to cancel all your cards or having to get a new phone. Maybe you can't afford it. It's a fucking stressful time. So, yeah, but I got another walk I got to get in with Paisley later today. But we've been grinding. I've been trying to do about 3 a day with her. So I'm trying to get about an hour and a half to 2 hours a day. So, Michael in the building, what's good? Yeah, it was a divisional matchup, and it was a trap game. And Eric Bieniemy is the truth, but the Eagles are one of the best in the world, like the Niners, and you guys found a way to win at the end. So, you don't want to necessarily lose to Washington, but again, it shows you the impact of Eric Bieniemy. Jahan Dotson and Scary Terry and Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson. Hell, Sam Howell ain't too bad either. You're seeing like Bieniemy is working with him like Mahomes, and sometimes Sam Howell is making throws where you're like, this guy sucks. Like, how is he making these throws? And the answer is Sam Howell doesn't suck. He ain't one of the best in the world, but he definitely isn't one of the worst. So. And then their defense and on their D line is good. They have some issues at linebacker in the secondary, but it was a scary game for you guys. But I did the reaction video to that, and hopefully, if you got a chance to watch it, or if you haven't, you will be able to check it out, Michael. And then I did the Bucks and the Saints this morning. Did the Ducks and the Stanford Cardinals yesterday as well. And then I only had time to do Dolphins, Bills, and Commanders, Eagles, and I did the Trojans and the Colorado Buffaloes. I ended up doing that reaction video yesterday as well. So I'm going to have a busy day. Like I said, after this game is over, I'll do a reaction video probably to this game. Maybe do the Niners, depending on how tired I am. And then Carson Daly. And then I'll try to bust out, 6, 7, 8 reaction videos tomorrow. And then a bunch on Tuesday and a bunch on Wednesday. Sorry to hear that, bro. Well, if you're not doing too good, always come through. You can message me on social media anytime, if you need to talk. And then, you can always show up here. And again, if mental health sucks, if there's one place that you can go where shit will get better, it's here. You're not going to have a lot of trolls or a lot of negative people. And if they are, we boot them. So, everyone's peace of mind is worth more to me than just having more subs or more people in the room. Mahomes? God damn it, Mahomes. Patrick, what are you doing? I got you in fantasy. What are you doing? 9 points in fantasy. Now 7. Come on, Pat. I need you to get to at least 20. It's like, what's going to happen? Am I going to have to bench Patrick Mahomes for CJ Stroud? Maybe. And I already knew CJ was on the up and up too. And he was just sitting there and you guys didn't look at him. And I had a funny feeling that things were going to get better and better and better. And after today, he's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, fantasy wise. Who would have thought, huh? Good for him, though. You know what I mean? Like I said, sometimes it takes a few games to get underneath you. Sometimes it takes a year. Sometimes it takes a couple of years. So, Mahomes. That was just a shitty throw. He like floated it. Like you can't play 500 in the backyard, and think you're just going to be able to get anything just because you're Mahomes. Come on now. Come on, Pat. Don't you know O-Dog's got you in fantasy starting? Golly. First down and 15. Wilson. Little check down. Brees Hall. Flag on the play. And think about that, Michael. You can go into any other room on YouTube, any other one. You're not going to get the responses like you're getting here. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times someone will say that in the chat and people don't give a shit and they just keep scrolling. You know what I mean? Or maybe you'll get one person that notices it and maybe says something, but that's the difference between us here and a lot of the other channels. Regardless if we have a lot of people or not a lot in the room, we actually are genuine people that care. So, and that means a lot to me. That's why I had to eliminate hundreds of people from the channel because they weren't a fit here. If you want to be an asshole and be a troll, you can go do that on another big channel. Because they don't mind because they have so many people in the room. They don't give a shit. They care about the subs. Regardless if the person's toxic or not. But for us, subs are important, but being able to have a safe place in a safe space, that's worth more than any type of sub count that I can ever be on. Because we're going to get there eventually. It's just, I want to have the right people. Play action fake. Wilson, floater. Oh, just out of reach for Wilson to Wilson. Now, if that was Trevor Siemian, that would have been a touchdown. Chris Collinsworth, shut up. Golly. I just hope there comes a day where we can actually get the best YouTubers that cover football that actually get like more recognition. So that way we can eliminate a lot of these former players that are on TV and on podcasts. Because golly, they are fucking terrible. They're not good. You know what I mean? Just because someone isn't as famous as some of these other people, it's like it's all about mic skills. Are you good or you're not? Just because you're a former player like Shady McCoy doesn't mean anyone gives a shit of what you have to say, or like Acho. I mean, like I said, you could pay me $500 to listen to those guys for an hour and I would turn you down. There is no way in hell that I'm going to go brain dead listening to those fucking idiots for an hour where they have nothing, influential or anything fucking substantial to fucking say ever. Like I said, this is the worst that sports talk has ever been. And like I said, at least we have some people on YouTube that have talent, that can at least bridge the gap besides Pat McAfee show and Good Morning Football. That's all worth a damn. And then everyone else on YouTube, that's good. And everything else on TV is just garbage. Yeah, the Niners are the best team in football. Yeah, but the Eagles are up there too, Niners and Eagles are probably the two best teams. And then the AFC, you got the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Dolphins for now. First down and 10. Wilson. Little end around. There we go. Nice speed. Bounce off that tackler. There you go. And then he fumbles it. All right, here we go. The Jets are about to score. Yeah, but a lot of times if you look at the Eagles, they are a mirror version of the Niners. It's like you want to have good depth at quarterback, running back, wide receiver, offensive line, defensive line, coaching, GM, and there's a lot of similarities there. And that's why those two teams are going to be very, very good for a very long time, like the Chiefs. Chiefs are built a little bit differently with Andy Reid and Mahomes and Kelsey, but the Niners, and the Eagles, they're built very, very similar. It all starts at the top. Same thing with the Chiefs as well. No surprise that those are the three best teams in football. Handoff. Is that Dalvin Cook? Down to the 1. Yeah, and you guys went to the Super Bowl already, so it may be the Niners here this year. And like I said, if you get sacks and picks against the AFC Hall of Fame quarterback, you're going to win. If you don't get sacks and picks, you're going to lose. Like you saw how Tampa played the Chiefs. We won the Super Bowl. You guys played the Chiefs, and you guys didn't do shit on defense, and you lost. So, if you guys can end up touchdown Jets. So if you guys can get to a point where you can sack lunch Mahomes and you can get picks, then you're going to win. But if you don't, then chances are you're going to lose. So it's pretty simple. You got to be able to make that quarterback uncomfortable. And if you just give Mahomes all the time in the world, you're going to lose, most chances and most times. There we go. Nice play by Zach Wilson there. Little play action fake. Right in the breadbasket. Touchdown, Jets. He went for a block. Then he went off, went up and caught the football. 17-11. Like, this game actually is like a little interesting now. Like, I thought it was just going to be a terrible, terrible game, and now it's actually kind of worth a damn. Extra point is up, and it's good. But we have to wait for, obviously, Mahomes to start getting to be Mahomes in the second half. So that way I can at least get 20 points in fantasy from him. Got another sub. Subs are coming in, like I said, because of the reaction videos, not because of the live streams. And I don't like missing Sunday Night Football, but again, if we're going to be able to grow, I'd rather grow than, I mean, it depends on the matchup. If the matchup is good and we can have a good dono day, then good. But, if views and subs and donos are going to be light, then there's no point of doing Sunday Night Football if I can do like 7 or 8 reaction videos instead and gain a little bit more ground that way. But we're finally at a point where we're over 20,000 and we're never going backwards ever again. And that feels good. Not having people play around with the subs, because everyone's so fucking fickle, with their YouTube sub, thinking it's the most goddamn precious thing on planet Earth. That they, my precious, like it's fucking Lord of the Rings, and you got the ring, So now it's like, all right, we're going to get people that are fake fans that'll come and go, but we're going to have people that are going to grow with us. And it's nice, knowing that we're going in the right direction and we're never going backwards ever again. That is the greatest feeling that I've felt in a long, long time. Kansas City Swifties 17, New York Milfs 12. You got to feel good, Matt. For as terrible as the Denver Broncos are and as terrible that you got stomped, to come back in that game was huge. I don't give a shit what anyone says, to make sure that you did not come out the loser in that game. But then obviously, as we look at the draft, and it's only for today, currently the Bears have the first and second pick. As me and Sarah were looking at information and whatnot, that's probably not going to stay that way throughout the whole season. But can you imagine the Bears getting the first and second pick? I don't think I've ever seen that in NFL history. But again, if they decide, if like Justin Fields goes down with an injury, then that will come true. But then who would you pick? Caleb Williams, and then who else would you pick? The best offensive lineman? Would you go Caleb Williams, and who would you go? The best defensive lineman, the best offensive lineman, the best wide receiver? Like where would you go if you had the first and the second pick? It probably would be smart to go for the best quarterback if you're going to go Caleb, and then you have to go for the best offensive lineman. So that way you have some protection out there. But if they ended up going like Caleb and then Marvin Harrison Jr., even though he shouldn't be picked second, but if the Bears had an opportunity to whoever they think the best wide receiver is, and they went that route, I wouldn't be mad at that either. So, all right, no problem. I thank you for your support, and you haven't wavered, and I love you, and I appreciate you. Handoff. Pacheco, nice game on second down and 1. First down, Chiefs. Do those push-ups. Yeah. But then the only problem is if they ended up doing that and then they ended up picking, Olu, and then Olu gets hurt, then it's a wasted pick, or if he doesn't pan out. Like, you got to make sure you get like an Orlando Pace, type of guy, to make sure like that's the guy, Hall of Fame fucking offensive lineman, type of player. Nice. Pacheco bouncing off tackles. First down, Chiefs. My name's Chris Collinsworth. I'm an idiot. I got Pro Football Focus. My name's Collinsworth. I'm stupid. No, I mean, unless they, had an opportunity to get someone like Bajan, like if Bajan was available, Oh, Mahomes, what are you doing, bro? I need fantasy points. What the hell are you doing? And like I said, I had Brock Purdy as my backup quarterback, and I dropped him. But I knew at some point I'm going to have to, have a backup quarterback just in case Mahomes plays bad or he gets hurt. And I'm really happy that I scooped CJ before you guys realized that he was good. Sometimes you got to find a guy that's good a week or two before he gets really, really good and starts getting all the love from the media. Under the radar, good player. You got to scoop him early. Pacheco talking shit. Well, at least the game isn't 17-0 or 30-0 at this point. Like, the Chiefs are playing like shit, and the Jets are overachieving at this point. I don't believe you, John. She's not there. We haven't seen her. It's all rumors. She's not in the skybox. They haven't showed her on the TV 10 times already. I don't believe you. You're lying. She's not there. They're not dating. They're not hooking up. She's not there. It's an imposter. Tyler Swift, not Taylor. Floater. There we go. First down, Chiefs. And it also shows you how bad they missed Juju Smith-Schuster on the Chiefs. Kadarius Toney decided to lean into it as well. He's like, let me put my head down. Oh, shit. Big hit. Oh, they're lucky he didn't get that ball popped out. That was a pop. That's the type of hitting that I like that type of hitting. 80s, 90s, 70s, 80s, 90s football. When the guys weren't soft. The guys would just knock you out. I mean, hell, if you go back in the 70s, they were clotheslining you and shit, doing leg drops like NFL Blitz. Pow! Should have wrapped up though, and that's why these guys they launch themselves like missiles and they don't wrap up. Then they turn into fucking AB with CTE. AB is a crazy fuck. Every time I see him on social media, motherfucker is doing something crazier and crazier the posts than before. And then he's doing it not necessarily with the CTE, but then he's using the CTE to promote himself. Like, I'm crazy. I got CTE, Look at my posts. And of course, you're going to get the Steeler fans and the people that love that shit, the ignorants. They're like, yeah, I like this. Third down and 3. Oh, my ears have already bled forever. I mean, they've clotted up and they started bleeding again. He's got to be the worst color announcer that's out there. I honestly think you could put anybody on YouTube and then be better than him that covers football. I mean, he is fucking terrible. I mean, I guess if you had Shady McCoy or Acho, then they would be worse than him. I would rather listen to Collinsworth than those guys. But, I mean, there's not very many guys that are worse than Collinsworth. Shady is terrible. Acho is terrible. I mean, I just wish there was better shows to watch. In the morning, I can only watch Good Morning Football, and then I can only watch Pat McAfee show, and you couldn't pay me to watch any other show. You couldn't. I just won't do it. Never been a fan of Skip and Shannon, even though I think Shannon's dope, but Skip is stupid. Stephen A is stupid. All the other shows are fucking stupid. Pick us up, and it's good. It's like a waste of time. Oh, Aikman and hell yeah, Aikman and Buck over them for sure. And I don't even like them either. It's like I like Jim Nantz and Tony Romo on the NFL. That's it. And my number one favorites are Gus Johnson and Joel Klatt, hands down. I even like them even better than fucking Romo and Nance, but Romo and Nance are the best on the NFL side, and then Gus and Joel Klatt are the best in college football, and I think they're the best overall. I think they're even better than Nance and Romo, because Gus is amazing, but Jim Nance is, he's been there, he's done that. Nance is like, the Gus Johnson of the NFL. I don't actually understand why Gus isn't fucking doing NFL games. If he was, the ratings would be better. Like Gus is so talented that he can do basketball, he can do college hoops, which he does. There's mostly college hoops and college football, but Gus should be doing NFL. You're doing yourself a disservice by not having Gus call NFL games. Gus should be doing Monday night. Gus should do fucking Thursday night. Gus should do fucking Sunday night. Ratings would go up. Facts. He's the best. I emulate a lot of my style from Gus, because it's natural. He's passionate. He's educated. And he has that natural passion for the game. That's the guy I emulate, and that's my someone I look up to. Number one. When am I going to do the Jags highlights? Never, because they're not worth doing. The Jags are fucking terrible. Trevor Lawrence is garbage. No, I'm just joking. I will do the Jag highlight probably tomorrow. So keep a lookout tomorrow for it. I really like your team. You guys are on the up and up. And hell, if you guys play like that overseas, maybe you guys fucking should stay there forever, because you guys look pretty damn good today. It was early. I didn't watch the Toy Story broadcast, but I saw a little bit this morning. Yeah, so I will end up doing that for you, Toby. Probably tomorrow morning, afternoon. I don't know. Like I said, I was gonna just skip this game and do reaction videos, and I could have busted out like 5 additional ones, but I decided to do this game for the Chiefs. So Herb Street, I'm not a Herb Street guy. Corso, no. Not. I don't really like those guys. I mean, they're all right. They're average. But I need to be able to feel passion. I need to be able to have it not be fugazi and fake. I need to be able to feel the intensity, and I want someone that's smart. I don't want a dumbass. I want someone that actually knows stats, analytics, and that actually has natural passion for the game. Doesn't raise their voice and scream to get ratings. Someone that actually is genuinely great, like Nance and Romo and Gus Johnson and Joel Klatt, or when it was Gus Johnson and Charles Davis. They had a nice little 1-2 combo also. I like when they had that pairing. I think Gus Johnson and Charles Davis were great together, and then Gus and Joel Klatt are great as well. But there's no one that's better than them. Period. Like if you don't believe me, watch Colorado games in the morning on Saturday and listen to Gus call a game. I mean, he could literally talk about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich fucking melting off the fucking counter, and you're like, ooh, I'm kind of interested. Like anything that he says, you're drawn to his voice, his tone, and he's genuine. He's not fake. He genuinely loves college football, and you can feel it. You can feel it, as Peter Schrager would say when he stole my Uncle Mo. You can feel it. The Uncle momentum, right? Herb Street? Like, what are we talking about? Like in the pre-show, like calling games? Like what? Like what are we talking? Like him and Al Michaels together? Or like what do they do? Like Thursday night football? Yeah, But the thing is, broadcasting is important though, because if you have shitty people calling games, it's not good for the sport. It's like when you watch wrestling. If you don't have good wrestling announcers, wrestling isn't good. You got to be able to have those guys, like Joey Styles. Oh my God, he made ECW fantastic. Look at WCW with our old broadcasting crew. With Shivani and Mike Tenay and Mongo. They had something special. Good old JR. Jerry the King Lawler. Michael Cole. Like when you have guys that are great, it makes a difference. You like bang? You like that? Maria Taylor like a highlight marker. She's bright as hell. I think Herb Street's very knowledgeable. You know what I mean? But there's, like a 5 to a 7. It doesn't excite me. I mean, hell, Gus could be calling fucking West Virginia and some like Louisiana Tech, and I probably would listen. He's like he's so talented and so good at what he does. You know, he's a pioneer in the game. You know, and there's no one else even close. He's my favorite, and he's been my favorite for I don't know how long, 10, 15 years. I mean, there's just a lot of garbage, you know, announcers and a lot of garbage shows that are out there. I mean, like I've said it before and I'll say it again. Sports talk is at its very worst than it's ever been. You know, like I said, you could put the best guys that cover YouTube on a network, like on the YouTube Sports Network, if they made that, or if it went on like ESPN to Ocho, that would get better ratings than any of the other shows that they got going on, besides maybe the Pat McAfee show or Good Morning Football. I mean, it would be right up there. If you could bring like all the best, you know, YouTubers that cover football, I guarantee they would get higher ratings than, you know, Good Morning Football or Pat McAfee show are right up there with those guys. I mean, honestly, if you were a network, that's what you should do. You know, I mean, hell, you got fucking Sunday Ticket on YouTube, right? So obviously that's the first start, you know, and it's not like people on YouTube aren't talented. Maybe they don't have a fucking big marketing deal yet, but that doesn't mean they're not good. Because I honestly feel some of the best people on planet Earth are on YouTube. You know, a lot of these people, they just got handed a job because they were a former athlete and they are terrible on the fucking mic. You know, it's like anyone can fucking wrestle, but not everyone can be the Rock or Stone Cold on the mic. Facts. Chris Collinsworth thinks he's the fucking MJF on the microphone. He ain't. Wilson, nice tackle. I don't know. Lee Corso kind of old and he's getting kind of like delusional. You know, it's kind of like when Lou Holtz was kind of getting towards the end. You know, it's like I don't know. He doesn't really got anything interesting to say anymore. It's like you know he's a little too old. You know, like you have him out there because you know he's the OD and he's Lee Corso, but I mean he doesn't really say anything interesting. Oh, what happened to my hands? Nice job, Michael Carter. Get a new job. Unemployment line. What happened to my hands? 'Yeah, he was good before he got senile. I mean, anybody can be good before they have, you know, they go senile and they get old, you know, unless you're fucking sharp. You know, if you're mentally sharp, you know what I mean? You know, then it doesn't matter the age. You know, you could be fucking, you know, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 if you're fucking sharp, you know? Jesus Christ, Garrett Wilson is a fucking god. Look at that. Like, stick him on the fingers. 4th and 1. I'm just trying to draw him off sides. Nobody believes you, Zach Wilson, idiot. Fourth down and 1. Kick is up. And it is doink. No good. Greg the leg, and his leg is broke. Greg the leg, 20-12. But even with that being said, I mean, at least it's like not 20-0, you know. Otherwise, if it was, this would have turned into like a mental health stream, like it normally does when we had like the Cowboys at 40-0 over the Giants. So taking a quick look to see if there's anything on the news. Uh-oh. Bills fear that Tre'Davious White tore his ACL. There goes the Bills season. Uh-oh. Made his return a year after tearing his left ACL, and then 4 games into the 2023, another injury. Now it's the right Achilles. Uh-oh. He's going to be evaluated. That's not good. Bears told healthy scratch Claypool to stay home. That was a stupid trade. Mack makes Chargers history with 6 sack lunches. So at least Khalil Mack has still got some kind of skill set. But again, if you're playing against the Raiders, I mean, what do you expect? Astros clinch the AL West. Boom! Should have been Mariners. Knuckleballer Tim Wakefield dies at 57. Rest in peace. Tigers legend Cabrera, Miggy, ends a Hall of Fame career with a win. Celtics load up. Blazers get some good pieces in return. And that's about it. Another pick. You got to be shitting me. Mahomes, I'm trying to get fantasy points. What the fuck are you doing? Goddamn dummy. Just because fucking Taylor Swift is in the crowd, like almost like Taylor Swift is there as a distraction. Like where they're going to have to tell her not to come to the games anymore. You know, because if they're going to try to force the football to Travis Kelce just because she's fucking in the crowd or in the fucking box, you know, they're not going to win. It's going to be a distraction, like a negative distraction. And all of a sudden, the Niners or the Eagles are going to take advantage and win the Super Bowl now because you got this fucking Taylor Swift. Like Travis Kelce is like, oh, it'd be cool to date Taylor Swift. Probably didn't think it was going to happen. Now it's happening. And now your team is playing like this. Not good. Not good having a fucking superstar singer in the fucking booth. Distraction. And distractions are not good. And then you got Brittany hanging out with her too. Not a good look. I mean, imagine if the Chiefs end up losing this game. Taylor Swift banned from every Chief game moving forward. Distractions are a motherfucker. And like I said, you know, that Taylor Swift bullshit is not good. Not good. I don't know if you're going to be able to beat the Bills. I mean, you definitely have a shot if everything goes well. But I mean, hell, if the Bills play like they did Week 1, you know, then you can win. But if the Bills play like they've done in the last 3 weeks, you're going to lose, and you might lose bad. But again, it's not going to be, you know, in Buffalo. It's, you know, not going to be in New York. It's going to be overseas. So that definitely will help you because it's not really going to be a home game for either one of y'all. So, and if the Jags play like they did today against Atlanta, yeah, then you might be able to, you know, keep it a little bit closer, or maybe get an upset win. It is possible. I'm saying that Kansas City might not make the Super Bowl this year. Maybe it'll be the Bills this year. You know, with the Latavius Murray, James Cook, I don't think that running back combo isn't really like as good as it needs to be, right? But if they keep having these distractions and it ends up being the Bills, right? And it's like Bills Eagles or Bills Niners, could happen. But again, no Juju, no Eric Bieniemy. I don't know. I don't know if I would like put money on them getting back again. Can they get to the AFC Championship game? Yes. But again, if you have a very solid like Bills team or someone else, yeah, I definitely think that we could finally get another team in there other than Kansas City this year, especially if this Taylor Swift shit lasts the whole season. Oh, it's 12 noon. You know what time it is? Time for a sack lunch. Yum 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 yum. 20-12, and the Chiefs have to be happy they're up by 8. Well, it also helps when you end up getting a fucking safety at the very beginning, and then that helps spark the momentum. And imagine if Trevor Siemian was playing, what the score could be. The score would probably be fucking tied right now if Siemian was quarterbacking. But again, they're just going to ride or die. Look at Travis Kelce, not good. Distraction. Taylor Swift, boo, not good. And like I said, it's not only Taylor Swift, no Juju, no Eric Bieniemy. It's like you're stockpiling all this bad shit that's going on. Offensive line not looking good. Defense besides Chris Jones not good. I mean, maybe this will be the year that the Bills get past them. Yeah, it's fucking terrible. Yeah, anybody can beat anyone, right? We've already seen this. You know what I mean? Especially if both teams are kind of decent. Like I said, I got so many picks wrong this week for Mo Gumbo on his bar betting thing. I was up to third place with like 15 or 20 people, but then this week I fucked up and I like picked like everything wrong. Every initial gut feeling I had, I should have went with it, but then I second doubted myself, second guessed myself, and then I'm like, no, this one, and then I picked the wrong one. It's always that first gut initial feeling, that's what you go with. But sometimes you overanalyze and you overthink shit, and then you pick the wrong one. So, like hell, I mean, the sports gods let the Buccaneers win today, and I picked the Saints to win, but I didn't realize the offensive line was going to continue to be that bad. And again, if you don't got a good head coach, good play caller, and a good O line, then things change. So 20-12, Kansas City. Let's go over some of the scores. We got Jags 23, Falcons 7, which is a little surprising in the international series. Bills 48, Dolphins 20, which was a little surprising. The amount of the win, especially after Miami did what they did. But again, when you play at home compared to on the road, it's different, right? Or when you play the Broncos one week and then you play the Bills the next week, it's different, right? Broncos 31, Bears 28. Big comeback victory there. Ravens 28, Browns 3. Texans 30, Steelers 6. No one would have predicted that necessarily unless, someone knew Kenny Pickett was going to get hurt and CJ was going to have his moment. Vikings 21, Panthers 13. And I believe CJ is the only quarterback to not throw a pick, throughout so many pass attempts. He's like breaking records right now. Vikings 21, Panthers 13. And then going into the week, I know Herbert was like one of the only ones that hadn't thrown a pick. Vikings 21, Panthers 13. Rams 29, Colts 23 in OT. Bucks 26, Saints 9 when I was wanting the tank, but now I'm winning the NFC South. Eagles 34, Commanders 31 in OT. Titans 27, Bengals 3. Chargers 24, Raiders 17, and then Cowboys 38, Patriots 3, and a beatdown. And then the Niners 35, Cardinals 16, Lions 34, Packers 20, and then Seahawks and Giants on Monday night. State Farm guy sitting with Kelsey's mom earlier. Maybe. Yeah, so I don't know what we'll see before the game is over if we get rescued and we can actually hit the goal, and we can go there. But maybe I should have did reaction videos instead. But again, usually if it's at least one team that I kind of like, I want to be able to grind it out. You know what I mean? It's especially when I don't get anything for doing the reaction videos, but at least if I can get some growth on the channel. Thank you, Reflect. I appreciate you. Let me know what you want to see for photos, and I got you. Now, hopefully, we can get some of the other goats to come through, and hopefully, by doing all these goddamn reaction videos, we can get some new goats to emerge. Appreciate you, brother, very much. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $5 holla. Thank you. Appreciate you. Nice pick. 38-3 Cowboys. Nice little spin move there by Diggs. Diggs was phenomenal today. Yeah, but when you're going against a Bronco defense that can't stop a fucking nosebleed, it's a lot different than going against the Bills that actually have players there. I mean, the Broncos do have Simmons and Patrick Surtain, but other than that, nobody. No Von Miller, no Bradley Chubb. It's, very thin. Yeah. I mean, like I said, when it's like baseball season, and like some people don't like baseball or NASCAR or basketball, I get it. But like when we're in the cream of the crop, season where it's football, college football, and the NFL, I'm just a little shocked, you know. But again, some people are followers and they're just going to go follow the popular channels, and if they want to be able to go there and give money to someone, and donate to someone that doesn't give a shit about them, then that's fine. That's totally up to them. We just have to keep grinding to find the people that will support us here and that will have people be loyal here. So, but very, very shocking. But at least that we got over 20,000. It didn't take us until the end of the year, and we got there after just a couple weeks. And as long as I keep grinding out on these reaction videos, I know we're gonna keep growing. So, yeah. But you know what? Even if I did win the Powerball, I still would keep doing this. This is my dream. This is my legacy. But what it would help me do is be able to hire people, to be a part of it, and then that way I could make more videos and whatnot. Have intros and better editing, and I could actually have a full team that I could pay, but I would still do it. Cowboys Niners, that's going to be awesome. That's going to be the best Sunday night game maybe all year. Dallas is about to get smacked. Micah Parsons will be able to make some plays, but Dallas ain't winning that game. That'd probably be the most shocking thing ever if Dallas actually wins on the road. I don't see it. I mean, they would have to get like a pick six, a fumble for a touchdown, maybe a punt return or kick return. I mean, a lot of shit would have to happen for the Cowboys to win that game. It's not impossible. They have a decent team, where the Cowboys could win the game. And it reminds me of that rivalry in the 80s and 90s. And, Cowboys and Niners is fantastic. Every year it's good, especially when we had Dion and Jerry Rice and, Troy Aikman and, Emmett and Michael Irvin and Leon Lett and Dion and Joe Montana or Steve Young. And oh, there's another Taylor Swift. Distraction, distraction, distraction. Yeah, it's all a marketing ploy. I'm gonna go get my Snapple out of the freezer. Give me a sec. We'll check up on Paisley here as well. Joe Klecko. Yeah, that's true. Lots of other things, that are coming up. But also too, last year, even though we had maybe, minimal, people in the room, but we were still able to hit 100 or 200 almost every day for 6 months. So, when you go from something like that to, barely even hitting a quarter of a goal or sometimes even less than that, it doesn't make you feel good, especially with all the time and effort and energy and hard work putting in. Every year there's going to be, struggles and whatnot, for every single individual in person. But, you know, people have a choice. And sometimes you get support, sometimes you don't. That's life. All right, Zach Wilson, move the chains. Alan the Lizard Lazard. Yeah, I saw that. I looked at everyone's team and their bench. Yeah, because we had probably 20 people or less, a majority of last year. So it's all about the individuals that we have. And I think also too is like when you also have individuals that are here and then they donate, then other people donate, and then it's like a snowball effect. But then if you don't have those people here, then other people aren't going to do it, or unless they want to be able to support me, you know. It's a snowball effect. That's how it goes on every YouTube channel, and I mean, once you have that proper clique of people. But times change, people change, I guess. Second down and 7. But for the people that are here and the people that do support, it does mean a lot. And I really do appreciate you guys very much. I mean, like I said, if I was lazy and this was just a hobby, then I wouldn't give a fuck. But, when I literally give like my whole life to this, that's what makes it difficult. Oh, Collinsworth. Golly. Nice catch. First down, Jets. Brees Hall, stiff arm. Oh, good tackle there. Nice little jump cut right there by Brees Hall. Second down and 13. Shotgun set. Wilson. Wilson to Wilson, baby. Shotgun set. Wilson. Touchdown Jets as the ball goes into the crowd. Taylor Swift, distraction, and the Chiefs may lose this game if it keeps going like this. Not a good look. I guarantee that's what they're going to be talking about after the game is over. It's like, take your Taylor Swift ass and all your Swifties and get the fuck out. Because if you're trying to win a goddamn Super Bowl or actually have a run, this is not the way to do it. People are going to be on Travis Kelce too. Like, bro, like out of all the people, Taylor Swift. All right. But also, it's going to show you the holes on this team. No Juju. Wide receiver core is thin. Offensive line not playing good. And on top of that, right? No Eric Bieniemy. Look at this. Are you fucking kidding me? Look at that. Zach Wilson trying to win the game. Are you kidding me? 20-20. Someone wants to win. This is a disgrace from the Chiefs. What the hell is going on here? Come on, Chiefs fans. Where are you? I thought you supported me. Where are you? You're going to let the Jets come back and beat you? Unbelievable. This is sad. Good for the Jets. Not good for the Chiefs. You're getting fucking exposed. There's no way in hell that this game should be 20-20. Look at this. In OptaStats, the Braves finished with the outright MLB leader in runs, Acuna. Hits, Acuna. Home run, Olsen. RBI, Olsen. Stolen base, Acuna. TB, Acuna. Wins, Strider. K, Strider. No other team has had the outright MLB leader in more than 5 of those 8 categories in a season since RBIs became official in 1920. So that means that the Braves should win the World Series, and if they don't, then something is not right. That is crazy. Taylor Swift put Travis Kelce on the map this week. Kelce gained over 860,000 Instagram followers, more than 2023's voted on top 100 NFL players combined. He has gained more followers in September than he did in all 3 Super Bowls that he's played combined. The NFL player who gained the second most Instagram followers last week was Jason Kelce with 137,000. That's hilarious. And then we just got to wait for the breakup song, which is incoming soon. Halftime tally. Times Taylor Swift is shown. 6. New York Jets first downs. 6. But at least they're playing better in the second half. Highest pass rush win rates in week 4 so far. Number 1, Brandon Graham. Number 2, Alex Highsmith. Number 3, Samson. For the Colts. Number 4, Josh Allen, DeMarcus Lawrence, Myles Garrett, Hassan Reddick, Will Anderson, the rookie, Max Crosby, and Daquan Jones. 20-20. All right, Mahomes, are you just trying to fuck me in fantasy now? What the hell's going on here? 7 points with Mahomes, 135, a TD, and 2 picks. Are you fucking kidding me? Kelce signed with CAA Talent Agency. When did he sign with them? Recently, or he's been with them? Handoff. Uh-oh. 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 Chiefs are losing it. I don't like this distraction, and everything that they got going on. The enemy, not there. Juju, not there. Interesting. But even if Taylor Swift wasn't in the equation, like I said, there's a very good possibility that the Chiefs are not in the Super Bowl this year. They don't look like a Super Bowl team. I mean, not even including today, but just in general. They look like an AFC championship caliber team that could get there, but they don't look like a Super Bowl caliber team this year. Uh-oh. It's 12 noon. You know what time it is? Time for a sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. May 31st, 2023. Interesting. CJ Mosley, he's a stud. Offensive line not playing good for the Chiefs. Yep. I mean, Quentin Williams, Sauce Gardner, you got Mosley. I mean, you got pieces there. Chiefs are reeling. Not a good look. Mahomes, don't throw a pick, you idiot. Oh, God. What was that? I mean, is Mahomes trying to get like 3 points in fantasy for me? What the fuck are you doing? Oh, man, the media is going to have a field day. Taylor Swift better get the fuck out of there quick. I'm telling you. I mean, Jets fans will love it. They'll be like, thank you for being here. Yeah. But instead of all the Taylor Swift fans loving this situation, it's going to start to be Chiefs fans are like, fuck this. Uh-oh. Uncle Mo. It's real. Eagles and Niners, only two undefeated teams left. No surprise. Yeah, I finally finished Grimm. So I finished the 5 seasons of that. So I did. What did I do? I did. What show did I finish before that? I did the Dexter, New Blood, and then I did. I'm trying to think of what other shows. What else did I do? I did Mayans MC, then I did Grimm, and then I did another show, and I finished that, and then I got something else I need to get into now. 2020 Chiefs and Jets. Uncle Mo is real. Who would have thought that this game would actually be close? Third down and 8. Shotgun set. Michael Carter. Short gain. Jets with the punt. All the moms. Yeah. How about that NXT No Mercy last night? That shit was very, very good, but I'm not really too surprised. So, and then we got what? We got Seahawks and Giants tomorrow. I mean, you would assume that the Seahawks will win that game, but you never know. They're on the road, so they're probably not going to play as good as if they were at home. So definitely a kind of a trap game for Seattle. And then we got baseball playoffs starting on Tuesday, so I'll probably bust those out. True Blood, and then I got Grim done. So I'll have to see where I go next. Maybe Sons of Anarchy, maybe from the beginning. Yeah, I liked Mayans MC. I watched that all the way through. So There we go, Pacheco. Yeah, right now I'm also watching The Last Kingdom. So that's kind of, kind of like I don't even really know what to compare it to. And that's on Netflix. That's pretty good. There's like 5 seasons. There are lots of like old school times, like in Europe, and like for kind of like a Game of Thrones kind of show. Pretty cool. Pacheco short game, and I think I got like 1 season left of that. So, have you watched it, Toby, all the way through? It's good. Like I said, it's kind of got that same kind of Game of Thrones type of vibe. Trying to take over certain parts of Europe or different areas. Back in the day, it takes place 1,000, 1,200 years back from where we're at right now, something like that. Mahomes, 2nd down and 8. Nice tackle. You finished it. Yeah, it is good. So that's the only show that I'm watching now since I finished Graham. And the main reason I watch that is obviously because it takes place in Oregon, and I like that kind of sci-fi type of show. The Chosen. What's The Chosen about? Is it like that also? 83 to go. 3rd down and 7. Shotgun set. Mahomes. What are you doing, Patrick? Yeah, Mahomes looks like some shit. What is it on? Is it on Netflix? Is it on what thing is it on? Like Disney Plus or? Oh, okay. Brock Bowers from Georgia. Georgia ain't that good this year though. Overall, I'm gonna take a look at our fantasy, see what is going on here. See how shitty I'm doing with Mahomes. 7. That's fucking fantastic. Damn, Shep putting up a 74. That's not good. Seahawks talk getting that win. Chief just rolling with Josh Allen and McCaffrey. That's definitely paying off for him this year. And then Reflect is winning against Megan. And then Jerry with a 74. That's rough. And then to lose when someone scores 88, then you feel terrible because then you're like, you both are having a rough week, but someone's got to get the dub. Hopefully we can get you on the board, Sarah. You know, like I said, I imagine this hasn't happened to you that often. But hopefully we can get you in the win column next week. Do you know who you play next week? First down and 10. Halfback toss. Brees Hall. There you go, Brees. There we go, Brees. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. First down, Jets. Where are you, Chiefs Kingdom? Like the Jets are playing inspired football, and I don't know what the hell the Chiefs are doing. Flag is down. That might be a hold. Dalvin Cook, short game. Yeah, but once you get like past like a month into the season, you know, you can start to kind of see the pros and cons of each team and the weaknesses that each team has and the strengths. And you know, they should have did whatever they could to re-sign Juju back to Kansas City, even if they had to pay him a couple extra million. No. Second down and 11. Shotgun set. Wilson. Now, where's the pressure from the Chiefs defense? Where's the sack lunches? Where's the picks? Where is the defense? It's like they're non-existent. Where are they? I'm very confused. I mean, it's one thing to have Chris Jones, but what about the rest of the players? This is an embarrassing performance. Sports gods, you know what's up. Third down and 11. Wilson. Oh, tipped. And you finally have a chance to get a pick, and you can't even get that. Jesus Christ. Fourth down and 11. Yeah, I mean, it would probably be in your best interest to try to grab at least another quarterback. Because if you're having this many problems with the quarterbacks that you have, you should probably roster 3 so that way you can rotate. And if you put Burrow on the bench and instead of maybe dropping them all together, you never know. He might end up getting healthy and hot somewhere in the season. But I would probably have 3 quarterbacks on your roster. I think especially if you're having problems scoring points and getting dubs, you got to give yourself options. It's like whatever your weakest position is, you want to make sure you have 3 of that. If it's like kicker or defense, kicker 2, defense 3. If it's quarterback 3, wide receivers and running backs as many as you need. But you have to give yourself options. You don't want to just be left with just one option or just 2. Sometimes you have to have that third one. And also, you have to look week to week to see what the matchups are, you know. Shotgun set, Mahomes, Rice, short game. And the problem is that if you don't end up scooping up players within the first 3 weeks, you look on the wire and it's incredibly thin after that. Like there's going to be gems that are sitting there in the first 3 weeks that should be on everyone's roster, but they're not, or guys that break out. But then once it gets to like week 4 and beyond, typically it's really, really thin unless fumble. Unless someone has a player and drops them for someone else, and then you can scoop someone that way. But a lot of times, those first 3 weeks are really critical in fantasy to be able to scoop up, those pieces that will no longer be there. Like when I picked up Moody or like Cleveland D or finding those like hidden gems before people realize, or CJ Stroud, because obviously in most people's leagues, everyone's going to be scooping up CJ Stroud now. But the goal is to pick them up a week before everyone knows to pick them up. And I'm usually pretty good at that, on finding that gem, before they become famous or before they become a thing. So yeah, but I would definitely be looking, for another quarterback if you don't want to, because Burrow obviously is not a terrible quarterback. He's injured. And then on top of that, the offense is not flowing. So, but I think a big reason why Burrow is not doing well is it's the injury. He's not 100%. If he was 100%, then we're not getting the shitty Burrow. Burrow normally is a top 4 quarterback, right? So obviously, if your health is in question, then you're not going to be good. Kelsey, all right. Where's the Taylor Swift camera? Shit, they might break up tonight after this. Zach Wilson, Lazard, Andy Reid. Come on, camera people. You just can't be showing fucking the players. You want to make money and try to promote. But I do think it's a little ridiculous that people will pay $1,300 as the average ticket price. You couldn't pay me to fucking go see Taylor Swift. Even if it was $100 ticket, I ain't fucking going. 1,300? 1,300. That is a fucking insane. I get it that she's good, but she's not $1,300 average ticket price good. I mean, hell, if I, even if I was going to be able to go see like Michael Jackson in his prime, I ain't paying 1,300. That's just ridiculous. But I guess everyone's got their thing, and if Taylor Swift is your thing, then you're going to pay whatever, I guess. Just like Drake is some people's thing. But I don't think Drake fans are going to be dropping, more than 1,000, maybe like 500 or something. But I guess if you got enough crazy people to support you to pay that kind of money, then, good for you. You've done something right. You brainwashed a lot of motherfuckers out there to pay $1,300 to go see Taylor Swift in concert. That's just fucking crazy to me. And that's not for the highest ticket. That's the average ticket price. There she is. She's like, man, I fucked everything up. Look at everyone's all like not in a good mood. Yeah, because of you, Swift. End of the third quarter. You're fucking up Mahomes. You're fucking up Kelsey, and you're fucking up the Chiefs. But isn't that crazy? 1,300? Yeah, but I mean, if we're gonna pay money to go see something, it's like what's the most that anyone would be willing to pay? Like maybe 200 to 300 if you love someone, and that's like a lot. You know what I mean? Like, but anything above that, I mean, yeah. But one thing that, like I said before, one thing that I would pay for, is I would pay a couple hundred to go see Drake before he retires. so that way I could listen to him perform all his old songs. That's something that I would do because his new shit, doesn't really resonate with me. But when he first came out, where he had that good music, that really resonated in your soul, kind of like with Kanye when he first came out, with Graduation, that shit is money. You know what I mean? But a lot of the stuff after they become famous isn't really that good you know, unless they can say that, the same consistency. But because I did see a video of a guy that kind of did a full breakdown of his experience going to see a Drake concert like a couple months ago, and it was phenomenal. Like it was a pretty cool breakdown of the video of him doing like all of his old stuff, and I was like, yeah, I mean, but I guess it just depends on who you like. I'm more of an E40 guy. I like kind of Bay Area stuff and whatnot, but yeah, that's just crazy to me. 1,300. Like people are willing to like not pay rent for like 2 months just to go see her for a couple hours and sit in the nosebleeds. Like, oh, I guess. I mean, if I'm going to pay that much money, I would have to see someone like you were saying, like a Metallica in their prime, or something like that. Guns N' Roses, or something different. Beatles. Fucking something different. Jimi Hendrix or something. Crazy too, because like now there's like this kind of stigma towards the Chiefs when they were like the lovable team, where everyone kind of rooted for Kelsey and Mahomes, and now you become kind of the villain because a lot of people don't give a shit about Taylor Swift, and now they're going to be a team there and no one likes them anymore. You know what I mean? Like now you're going to be like, instead of being like loved, you're going to be kind of fucking hated. And it's not the same kind of hate that you get from like the Patriots with Belichick and Brady and Gronk and the cheating. Like it's going to be directed towards Taylor Swift and Kelsey, and the over exaggeration of the media and the bullshit. Like they're going to become like the most hated team in the NFL. Are going to be like, you know what I'm saying? And then especially if they start losing games, and then the fan base is going to start losing their shit. They're showing her again. Nobody cares. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in the NFL either. Where you're, but again, we've never seen some high profile like this. Like someone of like a Beyonce type of status or Taylor Swift type of status. We've never seen anything like this, and it's not good, to say the least. Chris Collinsworth, we don't care. I mean, football should be about football, not about fucking Taylor Swift that no one gives a shit about. There we go. There we go. Finally, first down, Chiefs. You saw Prince? No way. When? What year? Prince would be phenomenal. Michael Jackson, I would have paid to see him, in his prime, no doubt. There's only a few people, like obviously I'm more into like rap and whatnot. Ozzy Osbourne, like with Ozzy, I would pay, 300 to 500 to see Ozzy in the prime. Hell, I had Ozzy VIP, like, floor seats, just a couple years ago, but then COVID happened and he got sick and whatnot. And then they rescheduled the concert again, and then they canceled it. But me and my boy Justin, it's like we could have met him. Like it's always been kind of a dream of mine to be able to meet Ozzy. Like if I could meet one like music performer, it would be Ozzy. So like as far as like rock people, he's my favorite. And I always liked the show that he did with his son Jack, and obviously the shit that he had on MTV. But I've always, oh God, Swifty 87. You got to be shitting me. Helmet comes off of Pacheco. 2013. What year did Prince die? Second down and 9. But yeah, like I said, I wouldn't mind, paying a certain amount, but I guess it depends on who it is, you know. But I guess if I feel the same way about fucking Ozzy Osbourne that these people feel about Taylor Swift, then I get it. But 1,300 is just fucking insanity. Nice job, Chiefs O line. Terrible. Oh, he didn't play anything from the 80s? I'd want a refund. I mean, that's what it's about. Purple Rain and all the old. Come on. Wow. What did he play then? Just like some of the more recent shit or what? No grounding. I mean, what is Mahomes going to give me? Negative points tonight? This is terrible. 9.5? What the fuck is this? Oh, Lamar? Offensive line for the Chiefs is terrible. Come on, Chiefs. False start there on the offensive line. No call. Oh, boy said first down, 5 yards short of the marker. First down. Oh, shit. I'm 5 yards behind the marker. One lick of Little Red. Oh, I mean, like I said, if I'm going to be able to see, I would have to have all of the. But I guess when they get older, maybe they want to move on from stuff. But some stuff is just fucking eternal. It's forever. You know. Shit, if I would have met Macho Man or fucking Elizabeth, like if they were together or just Macho Man, I would have lost my mind. Mahomes with 9.7, terrible. And I had 5 positions shit the bed this week. Uh, do you regret seeing him, or are you still like happy that you saw him when you did, even though it was a lot of money at the time? Damn, Finley, you're old as shit. 21? Golly. AARP, you old, bro. 21? Damn, you goddamn senior citizen. 21 years old. Finley, old as shit. 23-20. Chiefs. Well, this game definitely, turned out not what we expected whatsoever. But at least, damn, Matt, you old as shit too. But at least it's close, right? The big 4-0. You remember listening to the Purple Rain album on the way home? Yeah, we're like, okay, I didn't get to hear him do all the shit that I paid for. Now I just got to go put the CD or put the tape in and then listen to the shit that I thought I was paying for. Tyree in the building. What's good? Fly Eagles fly, baby. Close game, but it was a trap game against the Commandos, and you got the dub. Congratulations, bro. You and the Niners are the best teams in football. And hopefully we get a Niners Eagles NFC championship game again. And obviously with the NFC, the balance is important. And we'll see if any AFC team can match, the Niners or the Eagles this year. But this could be the year that the NFC wins the Super Bowl. It feels like it. But again, if it's Jalen, he's got to play well, and you're going to have to get some defensive pressure. And then if it's Brock Purdy, you already know the defense is going to do their job. You just have to be able to not be Jimmy Garoppolo. You have to be the best version of Brock Purdy, closer to like a Montana Steve Young performance. And if you can do that, then you're going to win it all. Unless they just hand it off to McCaffrey and he scores 4 times like he did today. Handoff. There we go. There's a Chief defense. Oh, I would have been pissed. I'd be like, give me a fucking refund. Are you kidding me? It's like, when you spend that much, if you spend over $100 at a concert, it's like you have a certain expectations of what you're going to see. And I get it. It's a big name, a music Hall of Famer. It's like, how the hell are you going to go to a concert and they're not even going to fucking touch on their best ever? Like, not even do like half of the song, at least give like a teaser, if you're not going to do the whole song. Nice catch right there. Wilson to Wilson. Right. But again, it's like, knowing that he's no longer alive, and it made it probably a little bit more significant now. At the time, mad, but now you're like, damn, I'm glad I saw him. 300 was too much, but at least you got to see him in person. Did they not allow you to use your phone to take pictures? Did they say no photo, no video? Do you have any pictures? They probably said no photos, no video. I imagine that's probably what they did. Third down and 6. First down, Jets, Jets. Yeah, but also too, Tyree, Eric Bieniemy is, a genius. So he knows how to utilize those players. And this Washington team is going to continuously getting better and better and better. And at some point, Washington will get second place in that division at some point, whether it be in the next 3 years or hell, it might be this year if Dallas continues to have injuries, and they have issues. Like, you've already noticed the impact in Washington and their offense and how they look. It's like they've always kind of been known as like, okay, they got a good D line, but they can't do shit on offense. But then Sam Howell actually looks halfway decent with Bieniemy, and now you're actually seeing those weapons, those running backs and wide receivers and tight ends actually get some shine. So it's not like the Eagles are terrible. It's Eric Bieniemy is just making Washington that much better. That's how I would look at it. They threw one guy out who was taking pictures. Oh my gosh. You pay $300, you take a couple pictures, and then boom, you're out of there. Wasn't even a goddamn Polaroid. It was on some fucking Nokia. First down and 10, handoff. Dalvin Cook. I mean, can you even play running back in this league anymore? Terrible. It's really crazy though, Sarah, like doing the Chiefs game, right? How the hell are we doing a Chiefs stream and we don't even got one Chiefs fan on the channel here? What's that about? Very disappointed. Like, how the hell am I doing a Chief game when I could have did reaction videos for like 5-6 hours and we don't even got one person? Like, what the hell am I doing? Chris Jones and company. Big fumble. Big turnover for the Chiefs. I mean, honestly, if I knew that that was the case, I wouldn't have done this stream. I would have just did reaction videos and grinded, and I'm already tired, but I would have grinded it out and I could have pumped out probably another 5 reaction videos. Very disappointed. But I guess it is what it is. Nothing we can do, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they're one of the biggest supporters on the channel. They always have been. But how the hell are we doing a fucking Sunday night game? And then you don't even have any of those. I don't know. It's just weird to me. Like if they're on other Chief streams or on some of the other bigger channels, that's fine. But you don't even have to come here and donate, but you can at least stop by. I don't know. Weird. You ask me. Appreciate you, Reflect. Someone doesn't want me to be homeless. Appreciate you. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $13 dono. Let me know what you want for photos. I got you. Well, I guess, sometimes we all make, bad decisions, right? Like, I tried to do picks for Mo Gumbo and I fucked up on those. I did this stream assuming that people were going to be here and apparently not. So, but I mean, let me look at the Sunday night schedule moving forward because obviously reaction videos, and I love spending time with you guys. You know what I mean? It's not like I don't. I mean, I fucking grind every day. I don't take any days off. But these reaction videos fucking wear me out, and I have to have the energy to do them. I can't half-ass it. And doing a half-ass reaction video is not who I am. So each one takes a little piece out of me. Well, we got Cowboys Niners next Sunday, thank God. So that's good. Bears Commanders on Thursday. Bears boo. Commanders are fun to watch, so I'll be rooting for them. And then we got Packers Raiders, which is kind of a garbage game on Monday night, and then Broncos Chiefs on Thursday in week 6. Giants Bills, and then Cowboys Chargers. So thank you, Reflect. I appreciate you. Yeah, I don't even think she understands football. It's just all a publicity thing. And if anything, like I said, it's going to make the Chief fans hate her more and people hate her more. Like, I guess it's introducing Swifties to football. I guess that's one good thing out of it. You're getting people that have no interest in the NFL that you do. But if the Chiefs start losing games because of her, this is not going to be a marriage that's going to end well. It's going to end up terrible, and they're going to break up. Something's going to happen because either each one of them is going to get so many comments either in the locker room or on social media or in person where like this is not working. Even if they both like each other, like this is not working. Okay. What do we want to do? We want to do Russell Wilson on the Seahawks and the Broncos. Almost picked off again. Yeah, and like I said, I know Megan hates Russell. I don't. I don't have that hate in my heart. It just takes too much energy out of you to hate. But again, if it's Altuve, that's one thing. Aaron, Alex Rodriguez, but other than that, I don't really. Yeah, I got him. I'll throw up some Seahawks and some Broncos for you. And he's playing good this year. You know what I mean? Flag on the play. That's a hold. That's coming back. Mahomes diving for the first down. Too bad it doesn't count. Yeah. And also, too, it's like kind of silly to act like Russell Wilson wasn't a big instrumental part of them winning a Super Bowl and getting him on that rookie deal. It's like if they didn't have him, there is no Super Bowl. You're not going to a Super Bowl unless you have him. Like it's like you can say Marshawn Lynch, you can say Legion of Boom, you can say Pete, but ultimately, if you don't have this, you don't get there and you don't win. Whether people want to admit it or not. I mean, it's very true. Very instrumental. And hell, I mean, he was a top 3 quarterback for how many years? Right? We can't forget about that. Yeah. But obviously he's crazy, and obviously, when you get delusional and you're with Sierra and you think that you're better than every single person, obviously we don't like that part. You know what I mean? Who wants to be able to support someone who's that fucking like psychotic? You know what I mean? Like, dude, you're not, you're not Drake. You're not the president of the United States. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. In his head, he thinks he's like, Mr. Unlimited, and that's like, like what does he think? He's Batman or something? That's a hold. I mean, you're not Gordon Ramsay, okay? Nice try though. Wow, on the defense. Yeah, LOB needed him. Marshawn. I mean, it was a nice collective unit. And let's not forget about the clutch wide receivers, like Doug Baldwin, one of the most underrated wide receivers of fucking all time. There was a lot of really nice pieces, and it was a collective effort together that got him there. I mean, it's one thing to not like someone, but also it's, crazy to act like those things, even though things didn't end well, but you can't ever take away the fact of, these are pieces that you needed to be able to be a champion, you know? Thank you, Tyree. I appreciate you very much. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Don't be a stranger. Come hang out. Even if you can't donate, come through and hang out. It's always good to talk Eagles with you, bro. Let me know what you want to see for photos, and I can get you as well. If you want some Jalen Hurts or whoever you may want, I got you. $60 to go to hit the goal. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, but I'm just so shocked. I think this is the first time that I've actually done a Chief stream where we literally have had 0 Chief fans come in and support and watch the game with us. I'm like in fucking shock. It's like they're one of the top 3 supporters on the channel overall, but I guess the Chief fan base has dropped off a little bit. Same thing with the Saints. We used to have a lot more. So another penalty. But thank you too. You guys are amazing people, and I appreciate you more than you know. I don't know. I just think it's like it takes too much energy to fucking hate, forever. Like if you just hate and you hate and you hate and you hate, it just drains you. Just like with people and athletes and everything, It's like it's one thing to have like a dislike and whatnot, but if you let it like consume your fucking life, like you're on a mission to fucking hate this fucking person or athlete or whoever, like it's gonna ruin you. Your mental health is gonna go down the shitter. 23-20 Chiefs. Mahomes, another pick. What is Mahomes doing? What is Mahomes doing? Is it because no Chiefs fans are in the room? Is that what's going on and they're going to lose this game because of it or what? Well, I don't understand what's going on here. Is it the sports karma? I mean, you can have a strong dislike, but you got to be able to not have that hate in your heart. I mean, it'll eat you alive. I mean, we already have enough problems with mental health as it is, with depression and anxiety and everything else. Like the last thing that you need is to be a fucking hater, And if you're a hater, no wonder you're depressed and you fucking have anxiety all the time. You know what I mean? Because that shit drains the shit out of you. Power of forgiveness and love for sure. No, because Jackson Mahomes hasn't even been on TV. And obviously, it's probably the best thing for him that he's got someone that the Chiefs fans hate now even more with like Taylor Swift. Now, like Mahomes is like, he's a dirtbag person, but he's not in the news anymore, in the media anymore. You know, that was a kind of a bad call. I agree. I mean, he is on him. I mean, like I said, they say if you grab him after 5, that's a penalty. So technically, that is, a little contact there. But we've seen that called, and we've also seen that not called. You know what I mean? Does Mahomes even have fucking 10 points for me yet? 12. Jesus Christ. Sarah's got 4 with Burrow, and I got 12 with Mahomes. Jesus. I mean, sometimes that happens, even for the goats. It's like sometimes you can have an elite quarterback, and then all of a sudden you look at the score and you're like, 4, 12. That's fantasy in life for you. But once we go to commercial break, I'll get you some Eagles photos, Tyree, if you're still in the building. Mahomes. I mean, the only thing that's going to be able to get my good number with Mahomes is if he ends up getting a passing touchdown here. We do have a Discord, but we don't really use it. But usually, I help people with betting and fantasy football and picks and whatnot. But I feel this week was probably the hardest week to do picks out of any week so far in 2023. A lot of people lost a lot of money, and a lot of people were wrong on picks, including myself, because I feel there was more 50-50 games this week than there was all season long. First down, Chiefs. All right, 3 minutes to go. But knowing my luck, Mahomes won't even get a passing touchdown. They'll just fucking run the ball, and then they'll get in by stuff a running touchdown. Now they're trying to bleed the clock out. I mean, shit, if the fans are watching this and they have a bad taste in their mouth, imagine being a fucking Chiefs fan, like watching this and the whole Taylor Swift bullshit and everything else that's going on. Like, all right, Michael. Hey, if you need anything, you message me, on Twitter X, or you come in the room and we'll help you out. Anything that we can do. Keep your head up, man. Life is tough. Trust me, I know. You know, sometimes you think everything is okay, and sometimes things are not okay. 23-20 Chiefs, and are you just going to bleed the clock out here, run the ball, not give me any fantasy points? There's a first down. Oh, yeah, they are. It's all like I was talking earlier in the broadcast. Those are the two teams that have the best stability from the very, very top, and it trickles down. It almost doesn't matter as much as who the players are. If you have a good owner and a good GM and a good head coach and a good OC and a good DC and a good line coach, and everything trickles down, and you have some key cogs in the wheel, then those organizations are going to be good for a very long time. I mean, even if they get to a point where they move on from Brock Purdy and move on from Jalen, like you still have confidence that they're going to be a good organization. So, like the Chiefs are typically that way on the AFC side, but you're starting to see some kind of the kinks, that are starting to get exposed, with no Juju and no Eric Bieniemy, and it's not good. Nagy is some shit. He's terrible. Like going from Eric Bieniemy to Nagy is fucking hilarious. It's like going from a Bentley to a fucking Honda Accord. I mean, no dissing on the Honda Accord. That's a reliable vehicle, but you're going from a Ferrari to a Pinto. It ain't good. And having Nagy there single-handedly will cost them a chance to win a Super Bowl this year. Hell, they may not even be in the Super Bowl. Maybe it's the Bills and the Eagles or the Bills and the Niners. What's good, Elliot? McKinnon? Once we get to the 2-minute warning, I'll start giving some Eagle photos here for our boy Tyree. All right, 2-minute warning. I mean, we all thought this was going to be a blowout. It actually turned into kind of a decent game, but I think like I don't know if I'm the only one, but like I'm annoyed. Like, you know what I mean? I usually don't get annoyed watching a football game, but it's like I don't like watching this Chief team with this whole Taylor Swift shit. Like this shit is like making me not want to watch them. You know what I mean? Like this shit is like more annoying. Like I'm gonna have to start watching more like Eagles and more Niners and more like NFC matchups. But it's like this is not enjoyable to watch. And if I feel that way, I imagine that the fucking Chief fan base, is starting to kind of feel this like, you kind of have this weird feeling about it where you don't feel good about what you're watching. And I know if I feel that way, I know others do too. Like this game does not leave you with a good taste in your mouth, regardless if the Chiefs blow a team out or if it ends up being closer than it should be. It's like this whole experiment of fucking the Swifties and Kelsey is fucking terrible for the NFL. I don't like it one bit. Guarantee, and obviously if the Chiefs lost this game, oh my God, social media is going to be in a fucking frenzy. Yeah, Russ was being toxic and shit too. Especially if you put yourself above everyone. You know what I mean? Like you are, like you're acting like you're more important than anyone on planet Earth. Like how are you supposed to root for someone like that when they act that way? You can't. It's disgusting. Like when you get people that have money and then they just think that they can treat people any way they want because they have millions of dollars. It's just fucking sickening, man. There we go, Mahomes. And of course, he doesn't score to give me fantasy points. Well, that's what they teach you. Well, if it was, like I said, if it was, the game's over. But it was the ugliest game ever. All the Mahomes fantasy people, go, go, go. And they're like, no, we're going to just end the game. Imagine if you ended up losing because Mahomes didn't get in the end zone right there. Mahomes, 13, 203 yards, a TD, and 2 picks. Trash. This might have been the most boring 23-20 game of all time. Yeah. Reflect, do you think the Mariners are ever going to spend money at all? Or is now Cal on the trading block because he decided to call out the ownership and everyone else that we're not spending money and that they did a shitty job and then we lost? Regardless if it was frustration or not, now are they going to try to ship Cal out because of that? They better not. Fuck, I'll stop being a Mariner fan if they fucking do shit like that. If I don't see Cal Raleigh on the roster next year, I'm not watching. Yeah, I wish the Dolphins game was better. Where at least they put up a little bit more. But again, you can smack Denver, but Buffalo came out like showing that, hey, we're the best team in the AFC. It's not Miami, it's us. But again, what would have happened if the game was in Miami? Maybe it would have been flip flop. Maybe we would have got the score that we got for Buffalo, and Miami would have got that. When you're at home, it's always easier to play. So I'm glad he said it too. I hope that they don't try to fucking dip him out though. And they're like, oh, we got Harry Ford and we got Tom Murphy. Bye, Cal. Like literally, if that shit happens, I probably will stop watching the Mariners. Like if that shit did happen. So yeah, they're cheap as shit, dude. But honestly, if we just would have had good production out of our pitchers and Julio, that would have been good enough to get, but also we had the hardest September schedule that I can ever remember. Dodgers and then fucking Rangers, Astros, Dodgers. Like, why did who set the fucking schedule up like that? That's fucking terrible. Couldn't you have sprinkled in a little Angels or A's at the end? Why did it have to be that? So, yeah, that's a terrible call. All right. Well, I appreciate every single one of y'all in the building. I need to do reaction videos. I need to take my dog for the third walk today. I'm fucking exhausted. This game is exhausting. Fucking Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift is fucking exhausting. So I'm gonna try to do. I don't know. I'm gonna go take her for a walk, and then maybe I'll try to get you know what? I've watched every game of the year, but I was so irritated on how shit fucking ended. I didn't even watch any of the game today. I saw that we won 1-0, but I didn't watch it. Yeah. But I'm gonna try to do maybe a reaction video tonight after I walk, or maybe I won't. I don't know. I'm pretty tired, but I got a lot of them to do tomorrow, like 6 or 7, and then we got Monday Night Football, and then maybe we'll have Rooftop join the stream if I can get the setup, looking okay with the both of us on here with the cards on the side and whatnot. And yeah, crazy. The first time I've actually done a Chief stream, and we literally had not one Chief fan show up, so that's a little odd. But I did the Bucks game this morning. I did a couple reaction videos. We did this, but I think for a majority of Sunday night, we'll skip Sunday Night Football and I'll do reaction videos and spend time with my pup. Unless the matchup is really, really good, which it is next week. It's Cowboys Niners, so you bet your ass I'm going to be here. But if it ends up being kind of like a meh matchup, I'm going to do reaction videos all day because I think that's going to benefit us more long term. Unless I know that we can hit the goal. But I mean, the way that things have been going lately, there's no guarantee anything's going to happen. So, but I do appreciate every single one of you that comes in and is loyal. That comes in and supports with donos, likes, subs, shares. You guys mean everything to me. I really love you, and I really do appreciate you. And then, like I said, I'm gonna. I don't know. I don't know if I even have the fucking energy to, because I don't want to put out a reaction video if I don't have the strength to do it. Like I have to give you my all if I'm going to do one. So more than likely, we'll probably just call it a night. and then I'll spend time with my pup, take her for a walk, eat dinner, and then I'll wake up at probably 6, 7 a.m. and then start grinding out reaction videos until probably about 3 or 3:30 or 4, and then we got Monday Night Football, Hawks and Giants, and we might have Rooftop in there as well with me if I can set up the stream properly. And you guys are the best. I love you and I appreciate you, and hopefully we can get Chief fans that normally are the number one supporters of the channel to show up, especially if I actually do a Chief game. But it is what it is. But you guys are the best. Final score: Chiefs 23, Jets 20, and I will be back tomorrow with a fuckload of reaction videos and Monday Night Football. You guys are the greats. You guys are the goats, and I love you. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.